Hello everyone, and we are live with Whispers from the Atheneum presents session 22 of Echoes of the Forgotten. We have a couple people late. They'll be coming back sometime in game. It was just better for us to start without waiting, and we'll find out when they come. To start off, one of these people, Osiris, does in fact have inspiration. He's the only one to get one. However, there will be an opportunity for the others to earn it in session. Let's see if they can find it. But we'll leave it over to Darian to give us the recap.
Last time on Echoes, the party spent a day of semi-downtime in Tel Nerus, researching, studying, and going cooking. Osiris and Christine went to go find Crescendo, Osiris' old mentor, and after dealing with some pompous clerks at the hotel, they had a mixed reunion, which, due to some smart thinking, Osiris inquired about the prophecy, and a clever use of detect thoughts resulted in finally learning the full prophecy, a long-sought goal finally achieved. After that, most of the party met up with Bralov for a catch-up. After some conversation, he asked them if they could meet some associates, and following a secret passage to an even more secret hideout, finally introduced them to the anti-guild activist group, Tsunami. Conversations were had, and eventually the party agreed to help cause a distraction in the gearhouse. They could help Bralov out. After being assigned nicknames, the party left and prepared for their distractions, hopefully informing the remaining party members of the plan.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quickly send out the tweet. But we all wake up. We all starting this brand new day with all of you arriving back at the hotel probably somewhere around 9-10 p.m.-ish. Not the hotel, the inn, the Glass Horse.
Cool. Selena's just gonna go up to her room as soon as she gets home that night.
Cool. Is anyone planning on doing anything tonight, or you just want to skip to the next morning? It's entirely possible just to skip to the morning. Jakova, you would have returned with Annex by this point.
I don't think I have any plans unless, Osiris isn't here if he had something he had to do with me, so, yeah.
He's up here right now. We'll get to that when they come back.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be the kind of person to inform Jakova, really. Of what's happening.
Because I feel like I went ahead a little bit, so I'm assuming I probably would have missed you. But if she did run into you, she would have told you. But I did.
We can go on the safe assumption that Osiris would be the one to inform me out of the group, honestly.
Yeah.
Or did, what's his name, Paladin go with you?
Judas did you?
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
I imagine it would be him or Osiris then.
Most likely.
Judas was definitely with us, yeah. Like, it was mostly just... Yeah, Osiris, Judas. Osiris only has that, like, brief dot point version, though, due to what happened last time.
Okay, well, let's just say, given that people have the intention on filling you in, that eventually when people meet up with Jakova, you're filled in about what's going on and the distraction that you'll have agreed to cause. If you have any comments, you'd like to do any scene about that, feel free to.
I can do that first thing in the morning once everyone's grouped up, I imagine, so I'll wait for that.
Yeah. So Selena's going straight to bed. Christine,
I don't believe I've really got any plans myself. I don't feel the want to communicate, so I'm probably just going to head up in my room and ponder what really happened today.
All right.
More so on the early parts with Crescendo.
And Judas?
Gonna go up to my room. Gonna cast alarm on all the windows and the doors. And then I'm going to take out the sending zone and tell Jake what the hell's going on and if it's okay if I'm allowed to do this.
We'll write the message to AJ or me, and we'll respond.
Or if you've got it already figured out, voice it, doesn't matter.
And, okay. And Jakova, after you got home, got back to the inn, is there anything particular you were doing, or were you also just hanging around and then eventually going to bed?
Very small question. Judas hasn't made it obvious to the rest of the party he does alarm, has he?
No.
No.
He did attempt to cast it in Annex's doorway that one time. You don't Make a
Yeah, I was gonna say, I need
Arcana
a check
check.
for this.
Make an Arcana check with disadvantage because you know nothing about magic. and you were
Magic's not my
behind-
thing.
Yeah, and you were behind him.
Oh, that's not a bad roll.
You know,
That's still pretty good.
there was a few things you did study when training, and magic was part of the things that would be studied. While you
Mhm.
weren't super into it, that spell definitely drew your attention, and you could recognize the copper wire
Well-
required to cast it from anywhere.
I'm gonna wait till he's definitely gone to bed. I'm going to probably sit around for a little bit until I don't know if he'd snore, but I'll wait maybe 20 minutes before I could assume he's asleep. And then I'm gonna push his door open and go to my own room.
Just gonna push his door open.
Yep, not sticking around for him to see it's me.
So basically, you're actively triggering his alarm and then
Yep.
leaving. Okay. I'm gonna assume his door is locked.
Yep.
So are you gonna attempt to pick the lock or do something to it?
Actually, does it get triggered by... Would I know if it gets triggered by, say, something slipping under the door?
You would have to cross the line that the spell is on.
I
With
believe
a
it's
with a 16, you could assume you'd have to cross the perimeter that he placed. So if he wants to cover the windows and the door, he'd basically have to do the perimeter of his room.
In that case, I'm just going to find something small and sort of... you know how you slide a hockey puck across the floor? Sort of just try and slide something under the doorway.
You know what? Okay, I'll be nice here. You know what you could be? Okay, do you want to make an acrobatics check
Sure.
for something? This is to see if you can stick your hand far enough under the door that you can trigger the alarm, and you can. So you walk up to the door, wait a few minutes, listen to the heavier breathing as he goes to sleep. It's probably pretty late at this point, and you just get down on all fours, put your hand, feel around, find the right spot, and just jam your hand under his door as hard as you
I had
can.
a tail, I could probably use that, in fairness.
Yeah, you can just swipe your tail under the floor, under the door. Judas, you are
Immediately
startlingly
awakened.
awoken by the mental haranguing going off by your spell, which Jakova, feel free to make a perception check if you want to see how quickly you notice him wake up.
Sure.
You are unaware he's awake right now. Judas, what do you do as soon as you are bolted awake? This is your instant reaction of what's happening.
Sword is underneath my pillow. I grab
It's
it
a
out. I
Big
immediately
sword,
rush
if
the
it
door.
pokes out, but yeah, you can grab it.
Yeah, I immediately grab Rasana, which I keep underneath my pillow. I grab it out, and I kick open the door, as I cannot be surprised while I am conscious, which I am now.
Well, you are
Mhm.
now.
Strength check.
Well, okay, so this is going to be another... Before that, we're gonna do a quick...
Keep in mind, it was a sweep under the door. It wasn't swinging my tail around under there for
Yeah.
long.
I'm gonna say both of you just quickly make an initiative roll to see, because Jakova will definitely hear you the second you get up. This is to see if you're gonna beat Jakova to the
Yeah,
door.
no, he
Probably.
most likely beats that.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
fine
he
with
would
that.
have automatically done it, really.
Yep. So make that strength check, Demi.
Oh, yeah, alert gives you +5 to initiative.
As you
I
slam
was just
to
thinking.
kick into the door buckles a little bit, but you forgot that you locked it.
I was just thinking if he rolls a nat 1 on a strength check, that's the funniest thing in the world. He just stubs his toe.
It's that whole thing of when someone goes to shoulder check, jokingly bang open a pull door, and then just hit it and bounce back. So you hit the door, and you're not a small person, so the door fully bends when you hit it, and Jakova, it almost hits you, it almost bends into you because you're on the other side of it.
Mhm.
But then, yeah, Judas, you bounce off the door, and I'm assuming Jakova, at this point, you make your escape.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, why?
So,
What is with this?
okay, you know what? Good idea to get him out of the way first. This is like a fucking Looney Tunes level bullshit going on, where Jakova, you go to move, you immediately slip on the carpet, the rug that's down there,
Mhm.
fall, knock over a table, and then get up and start leaving.
At that point, it'd probably just be, that casual whistle they do when they're walking away.
Yep, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Wish I had sleep.
I don't think I don't know if Leona can whistle, but you get it's the gist of it.
Selena and Christine, roll perception checks.
Oh, my god.
God.
Why?
I wish I had sleep so I could cast it on myself.
Same, honestly. Okay.
Yes, I'm fucking wide awake
Yeah, you're both
because I'm just
awoke.
like too busy looking at my journal.
As you're like in that state of about to go to sleep, and it's all like really nice and clean, you hear a thump, and you immediately like set back like half an hour progress of falling back to sleep.
Oh, I hate that.
I would say that like I was awake because I feel like I'm gonna spend a couple of hours just like pondering over the prophecy thing. So I'm probably like just sitting there with the diary in my lap, like just like holding it in my hand, and then it's like the thump happens and she just kind of drops the diary.
So what are you doing, Judas, after you bounce off the door?
I realize it's locked. I unlock it. I open the door, and then I chase the fucking cat down.
So, okay. You open the door. Jacob, at this point, you're pulling yourself to your feet and starting to whistle. You both hear like a thudding of footsteps at the end of the hallway. It's just like thud, 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 thud. And you turn around and you see the innkeeper like at the top of the stairs with like a little cudgel. It's like a little wooden like cudgel, and he stops at the top of the stairs when he sees you. The rug's all like messed up. The end table is still like in the hole is still knocked over. The two of you stand. He looks at you and goes, "What the hell's going on?"
This man was trying to play a prank on me. And
I had a
frankly,
bit too much to drink.
insight check.
Deception, I
Sure, make a
guess.
deception check, Jacob.
I don't think
damn
I've drank anything, so...
Yeah, I don't think you ever drank. I think you have like
Deception, there it is.
everyone else drinks and you don't. Oh my god.
Oh.
So Judas, you know he's lying. Jacob, you're like, yes, I have had too much to drink.
Hint, hint, wink, wink,
Yeah.
nudge, nudge.
Marion, the innkeeper, looks you between the two of you. Is like, I really don't care what you'll get up to in your own time, but it's like, it's almost midnight. Can you play these jokes during the day?
Is my room like next to?
Sure. You can have the opposite door if you want. I don't care.
If I'm just like a room down the hall, basically. I'm just like the door's like slightly cracked open, and she's sort of just looking through, like, what is going on?
You know what? You make a fair argument. I'll get this straightened up, and I won't make any more noise from there.
I just head off to bed, son. I'll take care of that. And he like just puts the cudgel down and starts like moving over to fix the rug.
Yep. You know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to avoid having to discuss with Judas on this one.
Yeah, Judas.
Oh
if you
no,
wanna-
you don't.
I just wave back to him. Bye.
You know what?
Mari just looks at you and says, just go back to bed. Deal with it in the morning. We're all too tired.
Important question. How is Judas dressed right now? Is he like briefs only sold out?
No.
You Judas, yeah.
Judas sleeps in his chain shirt.
That's
You can't do that without exhaustion, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you constantly do that, you're taking exhaustion. So if this is your second night in a row, you're taking the exhaustion tonight.
You gotta remember that armor while sleeping is bad.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Why?
The rule we said is you can sleep in light armor, no problem. It's not great. You can sleep in medium armor every second night. You can't sleep in heavy armor.
Unarmored's great.
Unarmored is great.
Yeah,
You don't
I
need to
like just
think.
clothes.
I think majority of us are unarmored.
I do like the idea of not being hit, though.
Just buy like 4 sets of braces of defense.
Back of
Actually, you know what? I'd be sleeping in my vestments.
Also weird, but alright.
Yeah, it's better than chainmail.
You see,
Yeah, so-
you see him wearing that like piece of cloth that flows over like white robes that priests have, but it's purple and has an eye right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
the perfect nightgown.
With
Yeah,
exactly.
with a sword just out.
Yeah, Maureen basically just like he's basically in front of you right now, Judas, like fixing up the rug. Then he moves over and like lifts the table back up and sets it, like moves it a little bit in the right spot. He looks over at you. You still standing in the doorway, or do you go back to bed?
Yes.
I actively wait for 2 hours, and then I go to sleep.
Okay, so I'm assuming go back into the room at some point. He walks away. You hear his like retreating footsteps. He goes back downstairs. You sit there for 2 hours, and then you start going back to bed. Everyone else, I'm assuming, is asleep by now.
I like to think that, like, as I'm watching this, and then, like, the door is sort of opening a little bit more as she's sort of getting a closer look. But Selena has, like, you know, like the like sleeping gowns that you see, like the pretty little princess people wearing. Like, it's white and flowing and stuff like that. She's never been seen by anyone in this, and like, if anyone catches look of her, she'll like instantly like realize what's going on, go completely red, and the door will just like slam.
Just roll me a little perception check quickly. Just for Selena, roll this.
Oh, what am I?
Yeah, just roll perception.
Me roll perception. Yeah. Okay. Oh god.
A lot of early, completely unimportant rolls.
God.
All right, don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
And
You just like you're in the doorway. You're looking out. You hear like the thing get reset. The table go up. You hear the footsteps approaching. You just close the door, and then you go back to bed before you see Marion, whatever his name is.
I feel like for Christine, like when she was like
Typed
sort
you
of
the message.
jolted up a bit, she probably would have gotten up and just kept her ear to the door just to see if anything were to escalate. And then she was probably about to like head out before the innkeeper said something, and then just kind of slowly went back and just
Probably just hear angry Juice and be like, oh, this shit again.
Yeah, literally. Like, it's the sort of thing where it's like about to walk out, but the innkeeper's speaking out. It's like, okay, well, maybe it's fine. And then not hearing anything after like 5 more minutes, it's like, thank fuck. And then just go back to bed.
Judas, with your going back like an hour or so with your message, you hear back, well, if they got permission, it's not a crime. Go back to sleep.
Crimes are only important when they're important.
Yeah. Crimes are only a crime when they're a crime.
Wouldn't know what that is.
Nah.
I don't believe in crime. I'm a socio-anarchist.
As everyone
Dude, anarchy? I love that.
falls into their slumber, we wake up the next day. The
Good use of time.
21st, the 5th sun, the 21st of Hal.
It's the morning. What the fuck y'all doing?
I will get up at my usual time, like usually early at the crack of dawn, head down, be sort of like prepared, have something to eat, just wait for the rest of the group.
Juice is probably already downstairs. He didn't sleep well that night.
Really?
Nah. You'd think so.
Jakuvra's probably just going to go sort of open a window and just get some fresh air, you know, sort of sit in the windowsill.
As you do, it's a little bit chilly. It's starting to get a little bit colder.
Oh no.
I have fur. I can still feel it, but I have fur.
Yeah, you can feel it, but it doesn't bother you.
I feel like Christine's time, like, to come down is like a little bit later, kind of like that school student that is obviously going to be late to class, like wake up time.
It's not winter cold. It's more like, oh, we're getting into fall soon.
A nice cool breeze. But yeah, I'll probably come down later on if anyone decides to knock on the door or something. If not, I'll be there for an hour or so and eventually go down, I guess.
It's like you're sitting in the windowsill of your room.
Well, it was that, or if there was a windowsill in like a hallway, I would have taken that instead. But as far as I can tell, it's like we go upstairs, there's a hallway and rooms either side. So
Yeah, pretty much. The only like window for the hallway is the very end.
oh, I mean, if that opens,
Probably doesn't because they don't want people skipping out on paying.
then yeah, I'm sitting in the windowsill of my room, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll open the door so people can bother me if they need to.
They still
you
jump
just
out of
see-
their own rooms though.
You just see people early in the morning getting themselves ready for the day, like a couple of people leaving their house in the morning, heading out to whatever jobs they have. Some people like starting up with like washing and things in the tub, bringing a tub outside and filling it up with buckets, then starting laundry or hanging things up.
Yeah, you see a couple
People
times.
beginning the day.
You see a couple of waiters or waitresses working in the inn. They're going upstairs with like platters of food, going to doors not occupied by your fellow companions. All of you downstairs, you are gifted today's breakfast, a nice hearty English breakfast, sausages, eggs, bacon, potato hash, all that, fried tomato, all that ready for you.
I don't know what's this English talk about. It's an Amarician breakfast. Thank you very much.
Are you the mushroom kind of place, though? Is that the question?
Amarician.
The Ghislaine breakfast is a Pop-Tart.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought it'd be like some fancy porridge.
No,
Yeah,
Ghislaine's
that's
America.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Jay, Ghislaine breakfast is Lucky Charms.
Oh no.
But just a
Pancakes.
marshmallow.
But
What about the pancake?
Oh,
No.
I think
Nice.
pancakes.
If it's pancakes, it's pancakes with like whipped cream and like sparklers in it.
Yeah, exactly. Look,
No, no,
if
see-
Ghislaine's America, I want my Ghislaine IHOP.
Yeah, there's an IHOP.
My favorite place.
Geese hop.
But yeah, you have
It's
this.
it's the Nahob, the National House of Burgers.
Yeah.
You have this
It's just
hearty,
knob.
hearty breakfast. Various like a container of juice and a container of milk is put down on your table, and like little cups made out of ceramic. So therefore, you all to eat. So very well nourishing. It fills you all up.
Daggers are being stared at, Jakubra.
I'm going to eat a very modest amount of food, and I eat sort of I don't really care. I'm just eating it.
Yeah, you're all having your breakfast. I'm gonna assume Osiris and Annex also come down and eat. Anyone discuss anything over the breakfast table?
So, Akvor. Have
I'm
a
sorry, I can't hear something.
very funny, dumbass. I've
What
got
do
a
you
gripe.
want?
No more pranks. Fun? Yes. Last night, not acceptable behavior becoming of you.
You're trying to lecture me.
Yes. Trying.
And failing. Now step away. I'd like to enjoy my meals without being leered at.
How about no?
I pick my food up and just go to another table.
You two can take your bickering elsewhere, please. It's infuriating for the both of you.
I am only here to do my job, which is to make sure you don't get up into any trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So far, the only trouble you're causing is me. Now, I've been told I have a stick up my ass, and I'm trying to adjust to you guys, make myself more amenable. But the more you piss me off,
He's
and
gonna
pull
keep
stunts
doing
like
that anyway.
It's just like a really annoying school teacher.
Really?
It's trying to be cool.
I gotta be blunt, Jakubra is probably just not listening at all.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna tell you straight up, he's probably not caring and he's probably not paying attention. He doesn't listen to anyone, really.
well, doesn't listen. I'm surprised he's even lived this long.
I'm surprised he lived after what he did.
Yeah, he lived because of me, you know. I stick my out for this guy, and this is the thanks I get.
I'm going to finish up my meal, stand up. Is the tavern keeper currently here?
Morian is not at the moment.
Or at
You
least
see that
someone at
there
the-
is. Yeah, you see a Fire Genasi woman has been bringing food out to people, and she appears to be the one manning the front desk right now.
I'm just gonna yell out, thanks for the meal. And
She's waves.
step outside for some fresh air so we're not disturbing other people eating in here.
Yeah, I'll follow him. Now,
Okay.
there's only one way that's just going to be resolved.
Let me guess, do you want me to stop? What's the word they use? Pestering?
Fight.
No, this is clearly gonna keep happening. Because I can tell from looking at you. You don't listen.
I listen
So-
a lot better than you think, Judas. Let me put this in another perspective for you. I've lived this long because I've learned to actually adjust to modern society. I wasn't cooped up amongst everything. If you can't handle a prank, then you shouldn't be out in this world. You shouldn't be looking after us either. I respect what you're doing because I understand that a job is important. But I do not respect those who feel like they need to follow everything to a T.
I used to follow everything. You know how many innocents I've killed?
More than you'd like.
Yes. You know how many people I've lost?
Hello. Go on.
This ring is from the love of my life. The dictator in Scarlet Spear just took her scalp in front of me.
Then maybe focus your energy more on that.
I will bring him to justice one day. But first, because you think you listen, we're going to do something a little later on. You're going to come with me to the training grounds.
Nah, I'm good. We got other priorities, I believe.
I said, and I pull my sword out, you're going to come with me to the training grounds. I don't know how you fight. I need to see it for myself. See if you've been slacking on your training. Because one thing I won't tolerate is slackers.
Mm-hmm.
You are a school teacher. The PE teacher.
And you're inside eating breakfast.
And if you can knock me down, I'll buy you a round of beer. And I'll get off your ass. If I win, we're going to be training every day.
You really did get terrible sleep last night, didn't you?
I don't sleep. I have nightmares every night. Why do you think I'm so miffed today?
I wasn't sure if there was more there if it cut off or...
Yeah, I think it got cut off.
Yeah.
I think
Timmy?
Yeah, oh, sorry. I don't sleep. I have nightmares every night and I'll wake up screaming. Almost every hour. You're lucky you don't hear it.
Well, that explains why you were so on guard about it. But look, a prank's a prank. If you want an apology, I'm sorry for disturbing your night. More sorry for the innkeeper. Didn't mean to mess things up.
Apology accepted for now.
Now, I'm going to enjoy this fresh air, so how about you go inside and they can let me know when we're going to do whatever it is I was semi-told about.
So, for everyone who's inside, like Christine, I'm assuming you're eating your breakfast. Osiris, you're downstairs as well. Everyone's downstairs except for these two who are out front. You've noticed this Genasi woman who's been walking back and forth carrying food. When they went out front to, like, argue, she, like, stopped at one of the windows and has just been kind of watching them. And when they're finished, she just looks over down to you, Christine, who's nearby, and she goes, "Oh, young love," and just walks, goes back into the kitchen.
Yes.
Just an eye roll, really. Actually, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. The wrong character. She probably just doesn't register that.
Yeah, says that, just goes back into the kitchen.
What does that mean? How? I just shrug and just back to what I was doing. Like I assume like Selena's like moved away to her own table before.
I moved to my
Perfect.
own table when they left. It's like when they like started bickering.
Yeah.
But as soon as they left, she got back up and moved back to the table with everyone else.
Okay.
Kind of like just like zero expression. Like it's just kind of like, okay, this is happening. All right.
Yeah, so I assume yeah, like it is the morning of the next day. Would Osiris be down with us at the same table?
Yes, everyone's downstairs.
Just seeing.
Hey, Osiris, you're downstairs. What are you doing?
Hey, what I miss?
Not much.
A bunch of wasting of the time at night.
Pranks.
Some pranks.
So night time's happened. We've slept.
Yes, it's over.
Yeah.
You can change one spell if you want.
Spell to swap out.
Yeah.
I went on the assumption you told me about the job.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption. No point not keeping everyone informed. It's just a recipe for disaster.
Well, it's a good thing I'm here to be a disaster.
I'm
I'm
glad we were successfully able to waste time.
I'm waiting at this point, like for just people to sort of gather so we can actually start making a plan
Oh, and you might have noticed, Cyrus, you have inspiration.
Oh,
in
nice.
glass.
You have to forgive me. I forgot the last. What was it, like hour and a half of the last session, technically?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
It was about 10 minutes in game, but it's about an hour real time. So yeah, let's just say, for convenience sake, everyone can finish their breakfast, people can air off, and then reconvene inside so you can all discuss what you're gonna do.
Does anyone have any plans at all?
I
No.
have thought about this. The main problem that really I care about is making it seem like we were not involved. It goes tits up. So I am in half a mind to let Braylov release whatever contraptions he had planned to release. At least that way, say if we have access to some AoE spells that might cause a little bit of chaos, probably our best option.
Well, you have the ability to communicate to someone from a distance.
Yes, worst case scenario, I will let them know. But
Yeah.
do
So
I
we could at least
do I
attempt
have to
bef-
see them?
Like if
You don't have to see them, but you have to know where they are.
if we could at least attempt, then there's the potential of trying before that. That's the only thing I can really think of. I don't really have anything. Like a lot
We
of
do-
what I grasp isn't really useful in that sense.
We do also have to worry about a place like this would probably have some kind of magic blocking,
Well,
or at least
Yeah.
through certain areas.
Well, I
mean-
assume that requires someone to activate it, otherwise a lot of their experimentation on magical stuff won't work. They
Well,
won't know.
I more
Well-
mean if
well-
they are going to be going into off-limit areas.
reminder, we were told that they have wards against invisibility, scrying, as well as basically detectors if you go into people's spaces.
And that is entirely on them. Our only part in this is to play distraction.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
We don't have to help them.
No. But if our distractions were to involve anything around those, like, it just doesn't help.
So we're
As
just
long
going to
as-
play center of attention.
Mm.
As long as no one's going to get hurt. I have an idea, but again,
What is your idea?
it will only distract a few people. I have a magical pendant that is quite rare, and I could show it to people. I would be able to get some attention, possibly a lot of attention, depending on how I play my cards.
Frankly, my job is all about, a point to the eye. So I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb regardless. I have spoken with my superior about this job. I am apparently able to do so, to assist in this level.
You could say that you're on the lookout for a dangerous fugitive who was seen in the area. That could get some attention.
How filled is this place?
Hang on, I missed that. What was that?
How filled is the place?
I believe there are like 7 spokes in the gear or something along those lines.
And what time were you planning this?
We haven't thought that yet.
Because
today.
I do have a
Well, it was
suggestion.
within 3 days.
What's that?
Well, our little friend there, the hobgoblin, he wants to do some training. I could engage in some unarmed sportsmanship inside as long as we can get in the front door. Maybe knock over a few desks, break a few things. It'd be enough to get us kicked out.
Reminder, we don't want to bring attention to ourselves if possible.
Well, it's as you said, he's hunting down someone in the area. He succeeds, we get out.
And then later on, say within a week, people will notice you with him, with us.
There's this thing called makeup. You ever heard of it?
Blink.
Good work. I mean, technically, I think you are still wanted.
You would still be within your boundaries if you were to capture me in there, take me out safely. It would cause a scene, and no one would be able to question it further than that, would they?
Just an eye doing his job, taking out the high target.
Plus, means the rest of you don't have to get involved, and you can do some other stuff.
Yeah, I think if we do this way, it's probably best if the rest of us don't get involved. It would look very suspicious having the entire group here. What do you think, Osiris?
This whole thing is a clusterfuck.
I agree. Not really our
But we
strong
also-
suit.
We don't want to get caught in analysis paralysis where we just keep thinking of every single little thing that goes wrong, because we'll get nowhere.
Exactly.
That's a good word, I'm using that.
It was this, or I suggest a ring of arson around the building. Which would you prefer?
I mean, fire is more or less easily dealt with problem, especially when
prefer
we're going
not.
up against an entire industry built around creating
Making
magical
fire.
items.
In their spare time.
So I suggest, and my vote goes towards Braylov releasing whatever these machines he mentioned that he would do, and then we go up against them conveniently being in the same place. I think is our best option.
We always have that as a plan B anyway. Shouldn't we still have something at least?
I kind of agree
What
with
we do.
Osiris. Because
That
if
was,
we
that
try
was
to
always
do,
going to be the fallback plan.
Yeah.
if we try to do some sort of plan A on top of that, it's going to look weird. But if we're just in the area, I could be going in and checking up on the pendants.
I got a nail that's getting enchanted.
We have work that is being made there, so I feel like I agree with you on that one.
You just gotta remember that this will bring attention in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but it won't be negative attention. Not towards us.
But no attention is positive either.
Wait, there are. I then do a head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
And there's 7 spokes. We could just easily go up as separate people and ask to and just inquire about the magic item that we want.
Technically as well, one of the spokes belongs to Bralov anyway.
Could be convenient that Bradlov is not there.
Well, didn't you guys tell me that they said that they wanted to be in the middle? They
Yes.
wanted them in the middle.
It's close to the middle, but if we could still distract them and move them at least closer, probably to like maybe the edge of that spokes, it's still something. Again, I'm just trying to throw out an option because we have a fallback. Like, it makes sense to at least have something.
It's just the only problem with that is that there are too many coincidental things that pile on top of each other. It starts to get more suspicious.
I feel like it already is, considering we've been there twice at least.
Yeah, but we've been there twice with business.
Hmm.
It's not like we've gone twice, looked around, not bought anything,
So
not
what if-
purchased anything and left.
So what if we went for a third time for business?
I assume that's what we're going to make it seem like.
Yeah, but
Is it
that's
check
what
up on our items?
I assume the idea as well is with what Judith said, distracting each particular spot. The other one we probably wouldn't be able to distract would be high artificer, I assume.
High Artificer, I believe, is out for 3 days.
Oh
Yeah.
right, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not going to be there.
Well,
Which
you
means
both
technically
make
there's one less person to worry about.
very valid points. And I'm quite happy to try my distraction. And I don't know how helpful that will be, but I'm quite happy to try it. And if other people have ideas, then we can do that, and then we can fall back on it. I
Because I can let
honestly do
Braylov
not
know
care.
without anyone else knowing. That's not a problem.
Sophie decided.
I reckon we go in, we'll try the individual method, we'll speak to the individual people, and then if that starts to go nowhere, we fall back. Then we get him to
Okay.
release whatever it is he's going to release.
I have no idea where this place is.
You've been there.
No,
you're not.
I haven't.
You were the other one.
That's alright, big guy. I'm
Fine.
hard to miss. Just follow me.
So no punching Judas in the face, right?
I mean, that's of your own prerogative. I'm not going to tell you yes or no because you are your own person. It just may prove problems in the future.
Backup plan it is.
I think you already got your sucker punch in when we first met.
Well, if you've all decided, I guess we should probably get in contact with Bralov, or
Take out
Well-
Sending Stone.
And I
Perfect,
mean, hey,
someone
what's a
remembered it.
couple of months in prison?
yeah, it's just definitely a great idea.
A blink of the eye.
Honestly, I don't think that will matter much. No different to my tower.
I would like to avoid prison, honestly. I've got other goals in life.
Well, let's not fuck this up then.
And yeah, I've put the Sending Stone on the table to Barlow.
Yeah, so what do you say? Well, who's sending the message, or what are they saying?
I'm not the one doing it. I just put it on the table and just be like, not me.
By all means, Christine, you were holding the stone after all.
I held the stone because he gave it to me randomly before we went off to.
Which means he probably wants you to call him.
He trusts you.
May I remind you, this was within a week of first meeting. I don't think that was the case.
Maybe he's a good judge of character.
Are you referring to the one that we traveled with early on?
Yeah, the Elephant Man. That's not from the Elephant Man the movie, but is actually an elephant.
What is this elephant
And
man
also a
movie you
male.
speak of? Do you mean the play?
Well, when do you want to do this?
It's
then?
ancient gnomish technology that I found out in the Atheneum.
Oh,
Did you pick it up and
feel
get
bad now.
Mhm.
I mean, what time do you want to do this?
I feel like that should be something that we discuss with Bralov directly.
It's a Sending Stone, only one message.
Then tell him to meet
We
us.
could tell him to meet us.
Okay.
I know this lovely little place down by the beach.
We could
But
just say
But I hate sand.
No,
it's rough and coarse and gets everywhere.
other way around.
You forget the irritating part.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
true.
forgets the irritating part.
Yeah, I know. It's
I don't
because
know
I
why
try
it
to forget that movie.
Movie.
I don't know why it irritates me. That's funny.
We could just say that we have come to a decision and that we would like to meet up and plan when this is going to happen.
Okay, I am going to pick up the stone. The message
Throw it
will...
through a window.
yeah, throw off window and then run away.
Look at it intently for a moment, sweat, throw through a window, and then just like leave.
Yeah.
out just
Missy
normally.
step out the window, even though I could have just done that without breaking the window.
And roll on your table.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to do something go badly and then roll on the table in the middle of the room.
That's why I'm hoping not to use my eyes. So
Before you get the inspiration that we still have planned and they're coming up soon. Maybe.
So the message will be, we have come to a decision. We would like to discuss time with you. Trying to think of what exactly to say. Do you have a location in mind?
You could.
And
Are you running this past us, or is this in your own head?
This is to use first.
Okay. You could just ask him to meet us where he treated us
Cool.
to dinner.
Perfect. I hand you the stone.
No. You're right. You do it your way.
You really gonna do
don't
this?
take Yeah. I'll put my foot down at some point.
Christine, you gotta believe in yourself more.
You don't get to say that to me.
Do you want me to send the message?
That the message I said is the one I sent.
No.
You hear back.
So you
Tsunami has people nearby the guild house. Go meet Garrett in one of the alleys. He can tell you what to do.
Okay. I relay that message.
Oh, great.
Cool. I'm gonna get up and walk out the front door.
Be an interesting opportunity to meet this Garrett.
all right.
He was
so,
Time was enough.
he was a character.
so do you all go?
Yeah.
All right.
As well.
You start making your way in the direction of the gear house.
Don't like this.
It takes you about 30 minutes or so to get from the market district to the trade district, and as you do, you're walking by the gear house in all its splendor. Outside, you see this brick wall with two gates that lead up to the gear house, and the opposite side a similar fence built around the landburner station. On a bench near the landburner station is sorry, I'm looking at the name, Sigs from
Yep.
the night before, sitting in full camo gear.
Right.
And lying against the fence to the gear house is Sledge, also in full camo gear.
It's alright, I don't get these
my
references, it's fine.
I hate it.
How
Wait,
effective
wait,
is
hang
the
on.
camo gear?
Camo gear in a, like...
Yes!
Yes.
Okay, yep.
The
Yes!
strange people know we can see
Just in
them,
the
right?
street next to a brick wall.
Not how camo works.
No!
Yep. Yeah, you see the two of them. What do you all do?
I don't know them, but I'm going to approach one of them.
Which one?
This
The big one or the little one?
The big one.
Alright. He looks at you as this big guy with a sledgehammer. He's like, hey man, how you doing?
Is it like... So you said it's a brick wall or something, right?
Yeah. Right
I'm
behind him.
gonna, like, get right next to him and sort of lean up against it as well. We blend in, right?
We blend in. Then he stops and there's like a long pause and you see the other guy looking and he goes, wait, who are you?
Proceed to have an aneurysm.
Assuming that, like, we're kind of walking up at this point.
Yeah.
Judas
Consider-
does that thing where he just holds the bridge of his nose.
I'm already doing that in real life.
Jesus.
Jakuba's on my hit list.
Osiris would, but he has no bridge of nose.
I just
want-
walk
He's
up
just doing
and
that to his turtle jowls.
I, like, sort of walk off, up, like, a distance, not too close to them. Just, like, within, like, earshot, like, a couple of meters off, and just be like, he's with us.
What are we
Cool.
staring at?
Follow me. Boss man wants to see you.
Okay.
Just follow, yeah.
Yeah, and then the group of you follow this fully camo man near
Not even trying to be stealthy, I'm just following behind, just like,
to,
this is fucking stupid.
to a nearby alley. Those who have a decent passive perception can also see that the one sitting down is also getting up and following you.
15?
Yeah.
14.
Like
I'd
you
say
have to
11
beat you have to beat it well.
No,
Oh, no, I got an 11.
11.
11.
Get wrecked.
As you get into the thing, you see for Jakova and Annex's description, you see a large, heavy-set man with muscles, dark-skinned. He seems to be missing an arm. He has a crossbow on his back, and he seems to be just like wearing full. He's not wearing full camo gear. He's got a camo vest and a camo pants, and he's also got a white wife beater on. And as he sits there, he's like, "Glad for you." Go on. Sorry, I took you took my character. I take yours.
Yeah, fuck you. Well, look who it all is. You all here. Except for you two, and looks at two other ones. Before we start this shit, Smay like taps like the wall and goes, "Roll call. You," and he points to Osiris. What's your name?
Oh, I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting before.
He's like looks to his left and right and's like, "I don't understand. We have met. I know you are that Osiris guy. We had a conversation. You
No
were
offense,
snippy."
my friend, but you are such an exuberant character. I'm pretty sure I would remember if we had met.
Was
Something
I there
must-
when the... I don't think
Yes.
I was. I left.
No, you were there just as it happened.
Something went down. Didn't remember the meeting.
Fine. We'll finish the roll call first, then we'll deal with that. You, and he points to you, Christine. Your name.
Here we go again.
Well, when he says that, can I make an insight to what he's trying to figure out in particular for
Go
name?
for it.
Yeah. Like 11.
Who knows?
Okay, I just sort of look at him, just eye him, like, well, if you already remembered his name, surely you remember mine.
No, not your name. Your name.
Yeah, no.
What do you mean, yeah, no? It's not hard to remember. We had a conversation last night. What is your code name?
Why do they matter?
Humor me.
Silence.
Fuck you. Next. He looks down to the next person in line, who would be probably Selena.
Wings.
Hey.
Hey, wings. She got it. You get inspiration.
Yes!
That's how you get it.
You, points to Judas. What is your name?
I believe it was Big Red.
No, it was not Big Red. One more chance.
I remember it.
Inspirations at stake.
Dude, AJ literally asked me, hey, did you do notes? What were the nicknames of everyone?
I believe it was to be disclosed at a later location.
Fuck you. Looks over to Osiris. Do you remember your name now?
Do I remember my name now?
Of course you don't. No.
Wait, pause. Okay. Would Christine and Selena and Judas thought it was necessary information for Osiris to know his nickname?
No!
No.
Okay, then no, you will not.
Fantastic.
Fuck no!
I put my hand to like my chin, sort of stroke my jowls, kind of seeing what's going on, how we mentioned code name. Strings.
Remember,
You let me down, man.
With so much conviction.
remember memory, loss, meeting, that.
You know, I like it. Man, I like it. But it's not your name. It's not your name, Green. It's not your name. Okay, now fuck that. You two! And he points over to Jakova and Annex. Annex is here. I don't know you. I don't have a name for you. And we don't have time for this shit right now. So you tell me your name right now. Not your name, your name.
Is that to Annex first?
No, to you, Jakova, because you're here.
Easy, feathers and fur.
You fuck off. It's Little Kitten in your arms. Nice to meet you.
Little kitten. That's a
Your
good
little
name.
kitten?
I'm Little Kitten. Fuck you.
I called him metal for his arm.
I fucking love it. Okay, inspiration to Jakova.
Probably
I'm not-
good thing I don't have it. Remember
Yeah,
my
'cause-
name, 'cause I already have inspiration.
You do.
I chose to forfeit on purpose. This is amazing.
Oh yeah, sure.
I wouldn't know if I could go.
As as like Annex is thinking about her name, we'll go with whatever Jacoba said because A got drowned out by everyone else, and B, she's not here. You just hear, "Boss, I got coffee," and in full like yellow and blues and like bright ass colors is Jeff the Tiefling with like a bunch of like a bag full of food.
The incompetence
Only
of
go
this team.
poorly, right?
Yeah, the
There's no
incompetence.
scenario where this works.
The incompetence of this team makes me question: how the fuck have they not been caught?
I like him.
You would.
Jeff is a girl.
Yeah, Jeff is women.
Don't care.
Alright, we don't have time to fuck around. Y'all came here for a plan. What's your plan? We are excited to hear it.
Who'd like to go first? Anyone?
I look at Osiris.
Yeah, alright. So, what we've constructed is, with the individual stands that are around, we're all going to sort of fan out to those individual stands and see if we can't maintain them. Maintain's not the right word.
Entertain?
Keep them, yeah, entertain. That's what I'm looking for. Charisma caster, guys. Just trust me. And while they're entertained, you guys are able to sneak around and do your thing. And then if that goes wrong, we're going to fall back. I'm going to let Braylov know to release whatever it is he's got planned to release. And then we're going to quote unquote fight in turn to be able to distract.
He like sitting there, like listening to you talk, and as he leans back as you're talking, like relaxing on like this box that he's sitting on.
Probably
But it wasn't-
anytime he listens.
Yeah. Is that, are you gonna? Do you have more?
But well, that's mostly the plan that we have organized. However, I'm curious on how you guys are going to be able to get in and get out, much less with what you want.
I'm gonna interrupt you right there. I understand your plan. I agree with your plan. If you spread out and take out the 6 remaining spokes, in fact, only 5. Big Boy's not here, and Bralov's our ticket in, so you only distract 5 people between the 6 of you.
4
I
people.
think we can pull this off. 4? What do you mean 4?
You said there's 6 total, and there's Braylov and the dude that's not there.
There's 7
Oh,
total.
it's 7 total.
7 total. Gotcha.
Mathematics is not my strong suit. I only have 1 arm. Don't have a lot of fingers to count on.
You got the toes.
I am wearing shoes right now. Cannot see them.
You can't feel your toes?
Back to the point at hand. We
What
need
hand?
to go over this. I like your plan.
Of
It
his
has a
one
lot
hand.
of merit. Your plan has a lot of merit. So if we work together, we can pull this off. Don't worry about us getting in there. Bralov's got us our ticket in. We will sneak in through the Maldo. Fuck name. We will sneak in through shoulders, workshop, being let in as they know we're coming, and then from there we can hop from workshop to workshop to workshop. Braylov getting in first and open the way for us, and us getting sneaked on past. So, Braylov gave me a little rundown of things you may need to know to help out. Don't have a lot of information, but he gave me the gist of things. Now, some people you're looking to distract. All he gave me was the big names. So there's 5 of them to remember. You're ready for this?
No.
Yep.
Alright, so the big one up front, his name is Muldoon. He's a gift man. You know what that means? It means he's a hippopotamouse. He specializes apparently in something called file tech and also things that go boom. Don't know what that specifically means, but I like it. You're getting this. Okay, second man. His name's Corius.
How do you spell?
Corius. AJ, can you type this in? We go, yeah. His name's Corius. He is the potion master. Also, they call him the Brew Lord. Don't know why, but he is a Triton man. Apparently, he goes from big to bigger. The third one, you're looking at a little gnome called Pripot. Now, she is a rune crafter and head of enchantment. Apparently, she has some past with the dwarves. Don't really know. Wasn't told a lot. Second last up, we got a man named Silmorn. He's a human. Don't see a lot of those around here. But, specifically, good at scroll making and wands and shit. Sounds boring. And last guy is Jakob. Call him the Myrmidon or some shit. He's an Edgenasi. He makes these weird armor and shit.
Do we just
I'm
call
just like
dibs?
writing all of this down.
Pick
right
which
now.
one you want.
I'd like to point out that in the second part of his name it says Kobe.
Well, Cyrus,
say
you choose
Kobe.
one for me because that might be the safest bet.
Just a quick question, like out of game.
Mhm.
For making the jewelry, like the enchanted music jewelry stuff, would that be? That's not rune crafting, is it?
No, you hired Browlov's group to do it. Even when they say head, it means
No,
that.
no. I didn't mean that. I'm talking the music pendant that I own.
Oh, I guess yeah, probably.
It could be. It's an enchantment of some kind.
Okay, so that was like that person was sort of enchanter rune crafter.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to choose Pripper.
Yeah, rune crafting, you'd also know because you studied magic things, is like a long-term magic.
Yeah.
It's a combination of like, it's like short-term stuff like, well, enchantments on generic items, while rune crafts are like inscribed spells and items that can last like days, weeks, months, etc., depending on the purpose.
Okay. I think this person will be the most interested in what I have to show them.
I will take I'll take Jacob. I'm the only one who actually wears armor here, so makes sense.
That
That's
makes
why you
sense.
define his armor, but that makes sense, yes.
What do you have, Osiris?
Well, I can take care of the hippo. I can talk turkey pretty much about anything.
Which just leaves Corius and Silmalin.
I think.
Yep.
I think. Silmorn is probably the best for me. I could at least. I did study with magic. I could at least go on the scroll side of things, even though I don't really need them.
Can someone quickly list off the first 3 of what they specialize in for me?
Muldoon is file tech and boom things. Glorious Potion Master, Pripet's ring making and enchanting.
Rune crafting and enchantment.
Damn it!
Hmm.
Oh, most of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with whoever's left, really.
Potions is the last one left.
Cool.
Yeah.
That works. I think I can come up with something he might be able to suggest. Or she. I wasn't there, I don't know.
Could be something that NX would be interested in as well. Would you be interested in potion making, NX? That's
Annex says sure. Annex
That's a
says
good
this might
question.
change when Mim gets back, yeah?
Through the small amount of interactions with Court, is there anything I could have gleaned from his weapon? Because we do know that was half
File
file
tech.
tech, right?
Yeah,
It
you
was-
knew
Yeah.
it
It's
was.
very file
You
tech.
knew it was file tech, and there was some sort of enchantment on it that
It was extreme file tech.
that it made sure that, like, if you weren't, like, it kicked you out. Remember, if you remember well enough,
Yeah.
when you try to identify it, stopped you from doing so. So there's some sort of enchantment in there, perhaps sentience.
Also, just do a history check,
Yeah.
just with advantage. Just see how much you've learned about file tech, because you did spend quite a while in Gizlane.
History.
Yeah, you know all about. You at least know like everything a person, a layman in Gizlane would know about file tech, which is like you could spot file tech. You know, Court's weapon was known as a twin file tech, which means 2 separate like trigger mechanisms at once, which is very rare, as apparently it's incredibly expensive to do without the weapon exploding.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what AJ said, the weapon is strange and kicked you out and potentially was semi-sentient.
With a 19, I'll also note that you've seen them when the files were full. They did not look like you could maybe go with Earth Elemental as like the source. for one of them, but the other one was like a deep black. So, which is odd because none of the other natural planes really have an affinity with black.
Oh.
And what were some of the results of him using it?
Well, you guys only ever saw him use it once, and that was like
Once.
the files at the very end.
Haste and
So-
something else? Can't remember.
Yeah, the white sandy ones seem to increase his speed and dexterity by quite a bit, allowing him to get more strikes in.
The other one, shrug. It's been a bit too long.
There's going to be a lot of bullshit that comes up in this conversation.
I mean, if you've got them all covered and we sent Annex to the last one, I can always keep my plan on the backup outside and just wait.
I'll say, since Annex isn't here, she cannot be the one distracting
Yeah.
someone. She can
I
help
wasn't
someone
sure what
else
you
with
meant
distraction,
by
but yeah. Now, since he's here, you can basically pick one person and she will provide the help action to them, so they'll get advantage on their checks.
I feel like you guys working as a team would be sort of like fairly makes sense.
That makes
as well.
sense.
Because let's be honest, Jakuvra knows nothing about potions, right?
He's just like,
I
I'm
probably know a
interested
lot
in
more
the
than you
potion
think.
making. And the next will be like, yeah, he's interested in the potion making stuff.
If anyone here actually understands how much Jakuvra would actually know, it'd be Judas.
Probably. I assume, of course.
Was Jakuvra like that kid in the like high school class where they like fuck around with the stuff in chemistry and eat like things that they
Jakuvra
probably
study a
shouldn't?
lot is all you need to know. Jakuvra was actually someone who did study a fair bit. It's just
Oh,
there are
okay.
other parts to it.
Yes, you'll have your chosen target.
Uh-huh. Well, when do you want us to move out, or are you guys going to wait on us?
We're kind of waiting on you, because if you don't go, we can't go. You tell her, if you want to go home and rest again, we can take another day. But we are running out of time. We got
May as well do
maybe
it
tomorrow
now.
at the latest.
I have
Oh,
but one
yeah.
question for you, Arms.
Yeah,
Should we take our armor in and that, or keep that away?
you do the fuck you want to do.
That works for me.
I just got a general question for my own knowledge.
Mhm.
Because I have been someone to study magic, would I know like just generalize like a generalized list of like just spells on top of my mind, like I could recommend like, oh, I want this to be made for me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Given where you studied, you know, quote unquote, the biggest magical academy on the continent, I'm gonna go with probably. You
So
can
like,
name,
like even in the
first,
school, they'd have a
second
list
level.
like, yeah.
At least like first and second level, you wouldn't even have to make a roll for, I don't think, given your background. Third
It was the
level
higher
up-
ones I was looking for, yeah.
Yeah, third level up, you probably have to make a roll for, which the DC would get harder and harder the higher it goes.
I wanted
And
to look.
we have, sorry to interrupt, but we have actively discussed the 9th level spell Gate. So you could always
Yes.
pull that out.
We have discussed that, and that is, of course, you know, knowledge.
Yeah, like
I'm-
you'd also probably wouldn't have to roll for 9th level magic because that's like, don't ever learn to cast this, please.
Please don't, like, you know.
This is like,
This is
there's
a
probably
blacklist.
path tool, which is like, here is a 9th level spell. We're telling you what it's called, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, these are very good names, like Gate, not very presumptive, Power Word Kill, don't say it.
Wish.
Blade of Disaster, don't say it. Wish, don't say
Don't
it.
use it.
And don't
Yeah.
attempt to input it into a weird puzzle temple thing.
Time Stop, illegal. Like, most 9th level magic is not legal to use.
But then by the time you can cast 9th level magic, laws do not apply to you.
Pretty much, yeah.
My father
If you can-
applies to law.
If you can cast a 9th level spell, then you can play footsie with the law.
He probably
You're
does,
the
to be
one
honest.
making the law.
It's like you cast time stop, that's illegal. It's like, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do about
Catch
it?
me?
I can stop time. What do you want?
What do you want from me? Okay, cool. I'm gonna have a spell list open just in
9th
case.
level counter spell. Oh
Imagine the
shit.
amount of power Jakuvra can feel as a mage.
9th level sleep spell.
Alright.
Oh my god.
With everyone getting their goals and just Tsunami ready themselves, Jeff looks at all, is like, I got the idea wrong again. And they all four of them, sticking out like a thumb, start making their way to another brick wall. That's not the one that you guys were nearby, but like the front gate. They're going to one of the side walls to climb over, allowing you to go at your pleasure whenever you want to enter the gear house.
So you all are entering together, or you're entering separately?
I feel like it makes sense to enter together at least, and get our own like orders or something like that.
I'll come in a
Go to
bit.
specialized areas.
Okay.
Yeah, we get like
Yeah,
moved
I mean,
over.
last time we like headed in as a group, like the few of us that went in.
Can just before I go in, I just want to make a check mainly for up to 4th level.
Sure, make just an Arcana check. Yeah,
15?
yeah, no problem.
Okay, cool. That's probably as high as I think I'd go.
And with everyone entering, I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Cool.
As a
Also
fight breaks
remind-
out.
Just to make it easier on the people who are here, remember there is a central desk where you basically check in, and they had like a registry of all the people there. So if you want to walk up and do stuff, you don't just walk into their workshop, you probably walk up to that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Alright, go down the line.
So, tip top of the order is Judas.
Go to the front desk.
You enter first, this large building, splayed out like a gear from above, but you can barely tell. It looks like a Pokeball, but trust me, it's not. And yeah, you see this person behind the desk. They look up at you when you approach, and it's like, "Welcome to the Gear House. How can I help you?"
Yes, I'm in the market for an estimate on some armor I would like to have made. That is my specialty is anti-planar threats.
Armorers, let me have a look at the list. And she flicks through a book and looks down and goes, "Well, we've got a few people who can potentially do armor. Anti-planar, rather interesting. I will see who is available."
I've heard that Jacob is probably the best one to see about this.
Like, I will see if he is free, but he doesn't take all orders. He is a head. He is the head of the armorer. You're right. He's a great person to see, but he doesn't just take all clients, and his work is very expensive.
Of course, but I understand. As a brother of the eyes, my work is also very.
I will let him know.
Yep.
And she starts flicking through a book, and then eventually she picks up one of those stones like you guys saw before, and speaks into it. AJ, do you want to? Shall we bring the person in, or do you want to go to the next player in line? We'll do all their intros and the people coming out, or what do you want to do? I want to see how you want to approach this.
Jacob stands out. You see him wearing, like full-on like plate mail. It seems to make more of like, it's not fully, his arms are not covered, but it seems to make like a V shape of armor going down. He seems to be like light for him as he walks out, notices this, and is like, hello, come, we can discuss what you're looking for.
Yes, very good. And I will go and follow.
As you walk off, you go sit at this table. And he's probably in the middle, and he's on the opposite side, and you begin discussing your things. Next we'll move on to Selena.
1 second. I'm trying to get something to work. I'm just going to message you in Discord.
Okay. Meanwhile, in other ways.
Alright. Okay, I'm going to approach the front desk thingy too. Where is my thingy?
Right at the bottom.
Ah, cool.
You see that the water genasi that was helping Judas is now onto doing some other things, and a And a male dwarf comes up. He's got a little... he, like, hits his button. Like, he's got, like, long legs. He seems to be, like, wearing mechanical-esque stilts to make him, like, see over the desk that's built for people taller than him. And he looks over and is like, "Hi, how can I help you? Welcome to the Gear House."
Thank you. I have a very rare enchanted item that I was able to procure in Gislane last time I was there. And I was wondering if there might be someone who could possibly be interested in having a look at that. Possibly someone who's quite skilled in enchanting.
Are you looking to figure out what to do, or are you trying to sell it? What exactly is this?
I just want to see what the value is on it.
Okay. He seems to be... He, like, looks down, and you just hear him go, "Hi, Prophet. Someone seems to have some interesting items for you to have a look at. You free?" He just, like, waits a second, and then... he's like...
You don't hear a response because it's telepathic.
He's like, "She'll see you in a bit. Go over and sit by her thing." And she points to the opposite table of Judas on the other side.
Thank you very much.
Next down the line would be actually, Christine would be next, wouldn't she? No, it's Akana, never mind. Sorry, 18, I thought it was that. It'd be Osiris.
Mm-hmm. I approached the desk.
Yeah, this time you see, like, the dwarf has wandered back. He's, like, flicking through some paperwork and stuff, and you wait there for a few seconds, then you hear, "Oh, I'm very sorry about that." And running up to you is, like, a little goblin. Like, he's a regular old goblin, like a full, like, dapper suit. He's, like, crawls up onto things. "Oh, lovely to see you, sir. How can I help you?"
The pleasure is all mine. I was hoping you might be able to help me. I have some information I think might be relevant? Useful. Definitely, I hope is useful. But in my time I had traveled with someone who had access to a file tech weapon, and it had been something I had never come across before, and whilst not being particularly one to dabble, I do know bits and pieces. I was wondering if maybe my information might be useful to sell, perhaps.
Ooh, special information for file tech? Well, I'm not sure how important information is, but I can hazard a question. Our resident expert, he is I don't know if you've heard him, Master Muldoon. He's rather well versed in file tech. Best you'll find outside of Gislane.
He sounds like someone who would be.
We'll find out, but I'll give him a buzz and we'll see what he wants. Please just head over to the desk over here, and he points to the one above. And if he doesn't come to you soon, one of his inventors or tinkerers will soon too.
I appreciate that. Thank you for your assistance.
Next up is Christine.
I feel like on the way moving up there, it's just that kind of like normal quietness, quick breathing, and it's just almost like putting on just like that slight fake of like a normal smile to it as she walks up. Hello.
In the desk, you see the last and fourth member of this, like, extra staff. All the other three are busy, and you see this one orc who's carrying, like, a pallet full of iron ingots. And he's like, lays it down, walks up. "Sorry everyone else is busy. How do you do?"
That's okay. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm just gonna be quick. I'm looking to seek out someone who is able to at least acquire me a few scrolls of particular, well, importance. They're more
Magic
higher
paper,
up.
got it. And not picking up a rock, it's like, "Oi! Silmon! You got someone wanting paper!"
I appreciate
I love it.
It's amazing.
And he's like, "Shova, your iron's here! Get someone else to pull it in!"
I love this.
He just walks off.
Yeah, you're not even ushered towards a table. He just walks away. Where do you go?
I'm gonna look in rough direction of which she was like facing when she was screaming.
He's not
That's the
even-
bottom left.
Yeah, the bottom left.
Okay, then I will try to move towards that.
Yeah.
Alright. Last but not least is Jakova.
Yay.
You make your way up.
Yeah, Jakuba approaches, sort of adjusting his. You know how someone would go to make their stance look a bit more. I want to say confident. You know,
You
not
stand
not the
upright.
not the full puffing the chest out, but as yeah, I'll approach with Annex,
Yep, the two of you approach the desk.
and
And
is
you
anyone
see-
around?
Yeah, at this point you see the Genasi woman who was flicking through some papers and the dwarf who was like moving a box. They both return. They both go. One of them's like, "Oh, lovely to see you. Welcome to the Gear House. How can I help you?"
You see the dwarf looks at her with daggers in her eyes, like, fucking.
It's
Night sale.
nice to finally see this place. I've heard this is a good place to come if you wanted to. I believe the terms I used back then when I was learning the language were inquire and discuss some potential ideas of certain natures in advancing and advancing stuff.
Well,
What I'm looking-
we are the Gear House. We are the most advanced institute of inventors and tinkerers in the world. Feel free to ask and inquire, and we can point you in the right direction.
What I'm looking for is to sit down with someone who specializes in the mixing of, say, chemicals and such, and may be able to come up with a bit of a design with me to make an enhancement that would. Well, it's potentially dangerous is the hard part about it.
Well, Danger is our middle name. You may notice, and she waves like a sign that's nearby that says accidents. There have been a blank accidents, and it says it's like there have been no accidents in 0 days.
You'd happen to have someone that specializes in chemicals that could discuss my ideas with me?
Potions, poisons, and everything in between is all within our speciality. Were you looking for something basic or something a bit more complex?
This is something. Well, if it was simple, I wouldn't be here, to put it simply.
Fair enough. Well, expensive products require expensive deposits, but I will get our potion master and see if he is interested. She walks over, picks something, and goes, Corius, if you'd come in, we have a potential investor into your work. And puts it, and there's a response after it. She goes, he will see you in a moment. Please just make your way. Unfortunately, the tables are busy, but if you, that is fine. His workshop is the one in the bottom right. So if you just wait over there, he will be with you shortly.
Mm-hmm. I guess there-ish.
Fuck you. That joke is too good. I wish I thought of it.
Yeah,
Damn.
I know. Get good.
That's awesome.
All right, and everyone's there. It's a few minutes of waiting as you ponder whether or not you've made the right choices. But eventually, moving down through initiative yet again, we'll start with Judas.
So, what exactly are you looking to make? You see this Aeginas. He's got long, flowing, blue hair that sort of comes past his armor. Seems to be sitting down. He's brought out a bunch of, like, he seems to bring out, like, a book that's almost like a portfolio. Judas?
I
Jimmy,
think
you
he's
there?
dead.
Timmy?
Yes. How familiar are you with protection from evil and good?
I know it's a spell.
I know there's quite a low level spell,
Mhm.
but as my oath is that of the Watcher, it is my duty, which I have sworn to protect this realm from extraplanar threats. I believe that possibly enchanting a suit of plate mail would help me do so. Also, I am kind of lacking in the ranged weaponry department, and perhaps maybe the answer isn't me attacking from range rather than closing the gap, if you can do anything with that.
So, you want something that you want something to help you get into combat with long-range targets, and you want to enchant protection from evil and good onto plate mail.
That with maybe a hellish rebuke.
You're asking for quite a lot. per spell to enchant permanently is probably roughly at least maybe a year's worth of constant enchantment on it. We can chart that down, but we'd have to spread our resources pretty thin. We'd have to call collaboration with the enchanting department. 2 spells is going to be way more expensive than 1 spell, and protection from evil and good isn't necessarily a spell that many people have. We have a few wizards on staff, but again, that's mainly a paladin and cleric spell.
So, Dimmy, can you make me a little perception check?
Yeah. I can't.
Nat 1.
I was gonna say, I swear to God, if he rolls something low and still sees those fuckers come in, I'm gonna be so pissed.
So you see.
So, okay, you're just talking to this guy. He's talking to you, but, like, he doesn't seem super interested at the moment, but also, like, he's the only person talking to you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can I insight check in to see if his attention is focused on me or if it's focused on something else?
Sure, go for insight check.
Good, I could actually add proficiency bonus.
13.
You can tell he doesn't look particularly interested. It's not like this is I'm not interested, this guy is dumb, I'm bored. It's like, I thought they were asking for armor, this is just enchantment kind of situation. It's like when you ask someone for a speciality and then talk to them about something that's not their speciality. He was like excited to come up and talk about cool armor, and then it's like, oh, he just wants magically enchanted armor. Pripot should have seen him maybe instead of me.
Well, maybe I'm sorry to have troubled you with this, but perhaps something could be done with the shield as well. Not necessarily magic, but what can you do with the shield that would be fun?
I can hook up some gadgetry to make repulsion blasts whenever someone strikes you. Nothing you can nothing can really stop just a minor enchantment boost onto it. There's also, I can get into the more detailed stuff, and he pulls out like the portfolio and he's like listing through a bunch of things. Runecraft collaboration will have some more resistances. The repulsion shield's pretty good. Getting the proper materials that are a bit rarer, and also working with me, we can get anti-magic shield, allowing you to be more sustainable against magical force. And he keeps listing off these ideas as we move on to Selena, who starts talking about the necklace.
Yes, Selena unfortunately had to go. It has had to go because she's not feeling well. But her plan, as we already know, she was going to basically show her necklace off and attempt to discuss that. So, AJ, can you just make a roll from her sheet?
Yeah, I'll make a...
You just go with just a straight... Just go a persuasion check with advantage because she has that inspiration.
She rolled a 26.
Jesus.
Damn. So you guys see a sudden, like, hubbub from across the room as this, like, little, like, gnome woman was, like, walking up and, like, kind of holding herself very high regard. She's very short, but has like this long flowing like scarf that's just covered in all these different runic symbols that's going down. She has like a big binder under one arm and a quill behind her ear. And she's walking up and she sees the pendant, and immediately you see the loud thump of the binder like hitting the ground. And she literally clambers up onto the desk. And you hear, none of you speak Gnomish, I assume.
No.
Yeah.
Is that a form
I
of
speak
goblin?
comprehend languages.
Do you want to cast comprehend languages?
Isn't that language you can
No.
read, not hear?
No, you can hear. It's a language.
It's only one way. I can't talk or convey, but I can receive.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm sitting here for like an expensive period of time, I'll ritual cast it, I guess.
I could say if you wanted to, you could have, because it's been at least. You could say it's been like a while you guys have been waiting.
Yeah.
So you basically hear her like start on a quick tirade of like, oh my god, it's another one in the collection. I have not seen one. It's a water-based one. Oh, it is so unique. It'll go perfect to my collection. I've got so many of these ones, and she's like going on and talking and that, and she literally grabs Selena by the hand and like starts pulling her towards an area, and you watch as like from where you are. You can see like a few of the people in her, like a few of the other workers in her area are like kind of coming over to see what the hell's going on because she's causing a bit of a commotion.
If I may, as she's doing the whole pullover thing, I want to inform Christine on what she just said so she can have a little bit of know of what's going on. Telepathically, of course.
Wait, so
Sorry,
like
no, Christine, Selena.
Yeah.
okay.
Selena looks very confused, but now she's at least partially understands. Okay, so yeah, you see her start getting pulled over to one area, and then all these like a few of these like inventors and other people start coming out, looking like what the hell's going on? Like, she's at it again, that kind of thing. You see her, like lead her over to the entrance of the area, and she opens this like case on the wall where there's all these like necklaces and things set up, and they're all very similar to like Selena's pendant. And she straight up takes one off, starts like showing it. You hear her go, "Oh, this one's from the fire plane. It's really great. This is how you use it." She puts it on and just lights her head on fire. Oh. And immediately there's a commotion as people start running over to try and like stop her. Let's cut to the next person.
Yeah, Cyrus.
So what you're saying is that that's almost a distraction in it of itself.
We're saying that Selena has successfully distracted her section. So that's one success so far. As these people are now trying to stop this gnome woman who just lit her own head on fire to listen to music through a pendant.
That's metal as hell.
Yep.
It's now your turn.
I wait patiently to be seen.
As you wait, you see this large man who is sort of rivaling. He's probably a little bit, maybe a foot shorter than Braylov. See this large hippopotamus man, bespectacled, with very like ornate golden glasses that like have a little chain of gold that's right behind his back. Seems to have a very like Napoleon-esque like shirt wearing, and he approaches as he sits down. And
There's like a bit of silence for a moment as he looks you up and down. He goes, "So I hear you're the one about file tech. You've got something interesting." He leans forward and like puts one of these like massive arms on the table and goes, "Now how interesting is it there, friend?"
Well, interesting is perspective, but I hope it is interesting enough for you to spend your time on. Do you have something I can write on as I describe? I feel imagery is a lot. Let's just say pictures paint 1,000 words, so to speak.
Blueprints are always an important thing, and if you want to paint a picture, I can get you something to paint a picture on. And he leans back and he just like literally just shouts into one. He goes, "Giovanni!" No, wait, wrong name. Giuseppe!
There we go.
Bring over a pad! And you see this like tabaxi man running in, like stuffing like a little bit of like a pipe and something into like a pouch as he runs over, and he brings like basically like a sketch pad and some like charcoal and stuff, like a slate and some charcoal to write on.
Giuseppe is going on break, sir.
Giuseppe's always going on break.
God damn it.
Okay, you do you, but you, and he like slides the pad over, like the slate over. It's like, you want to draw, so draw.
I just realized minor illusion would be fantastic for 3-dimensional blueprint describing.
Yes, it would.
I wish I had that.
Shame.
It's a great spell.
Alright. So, as Osiris starts describing Court's weapon, he's going to also sort of draw the same shape, design, the intricacies that he can remember onto this sheet of paper.
Alright, but I want you to make 2 checks.
Mm-hmm.
The first one.
Point out my dexterity is -1.
I'm gonna start off with an intelligence check, to see how well you remember Court's weapon. It's not hard. You
Yep.
remember Court's weapon pretty well. It stands out like a sore thumb.
Mhm.
And the second one is a dexterity check.
Not a sleight of hand check.
We
or
can do
anything?
dexterity-based performance if we wish. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have proficiency in performance, you can have proficiency to your deck mod.
I do have proficiency in performance.
You have proficiency to
So-
that then.
It says roll a dex check and then add you and tell us what the performance mod is.
Oh no, it's just your.
Like, so what's your proficiency mod is?
It's +2.
Yeah.
Plus 2? Okay, so whatever you roll will be a +1 instead of a -1.
11.
Well, it's
11.
not bad.
You
It's
do
not bad.
have inspo if you need.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's worth it.
Up to you.
Yeah, this is only for the imagery. It's more the describing of what everything does and everything that I reckon will be
Yeah.
more interesting. So I'll save it.
And when you're describing it, what exactly are you telling him about the weapon?
So I start off. So it was this long, two-handed blade, and it was a lot of the file tech I've seen. This is mostly bullshit out of my ass. It's been almost janky looking. It's not like refined, but this weapon, it almost seemed to lack any imperfections. There was the section on where the file tech mechanism works, because Cyrus gets how this works and I don't. Describe the colors, the unique files, the one file that was used in that color, and the strange file that was never used in that color. And I am a little bit versed in identification magic, and when I attempted to use that on said weapon, it sort of booted me out, which very much caught my curiosity. Then I got-
Okay. So you go through,
Yeah.
you're describing as best you know, basically. You're not holding anything back.
The only thing I'll hold back is the sentience part.
Okay. You start describing this weapon, and you draw it to the best of your ability, which isn't great, unfortunately.
And I do not refer to it as its original name.
Yep. And you
Call it
start
Time
drawing
Splitter.
Chrono Cut.
Mhm.
No, Time Splitter.
Rock up.
So is that what you call it, Time Splitter?
Yep.
Oh, I
you're
thought you went
drawing
with,
it?
oh, okay.
And he's like, you're drawing the stuff, and he's like rubbing his chin, and he's looking at it, and he's like, "That's a mighty fine item you're describing there. Now, what you're saying sounds like a twin set system, but unfortunately, it's not one I've heard of, and rather unique design. Not something I'd say comes from Ghislaine by the sound of it.
But
Maybe
how
you can help
pumped
me
is
out with
Ghislaine?
something a bit more exotic. Let's have a bit of a discussion." And he starts leading you more towards his workshop. You can see that you've got his attention, but you haven't successfully distracted the people yet. So you're partway there. And we'll move on down the line.
Okay.
Christine, as you're
Wandering.
as you're sort of sitting there, you see Selena's been let in. The table's now free. You see just a normal human guy.
Someone's head's on fire.
Brown cloak, brown hair, smartly trimmed beard. Sort of looks like he doesn't seem to have anything on him, and he sort of just points towards the table and starts making ways towards it.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Hey,
Hello.
I'm someone. Heard you wanted to discuss spell slots and mainly spell scrolls. Apologize.
Yes. I was wondering mainly on sort of the types of scrolls that could be created and sort of the potency of which, because I have a few ideas in mind. I've been moving around, well, almost the entirety of the area, but just am looking for something just to use if I need it in a pinch, and as well as utility, which I have not personally fallen to in my studies. Add it to my collection, really. I was just wondering, what exactly can you do?
Well, I'm a wizard. Order of the Scribes, so I have a lot of information regarding storing spells, and I've got a numerous amount of spell books with numerous amount of spells. So as long as it is a spell that I can cast, I can make you a thing of it. I don't have many spells of other classes, such as druidic magic. I can't write something. You probably need a druid to do that, as well as holy magic, and
Of course.
got a few of those. But he doesn't have a book or anything. He seems to just like clap his hands, and then like 3 books just appear and land on the table.
Oh, dude, wrist pocket, nice.
Points like, this is cantrips to 2nd level spells. Then he points to like 2 other books. Points to another one. This is 3rd or 4th level, and up to 5th level over here. And he pulls out like a final book.
I'm mainly looking at those around the 3rd and 4th level per se. But I
Alright.
would like to also have a look at 5th if possibly, if I can afford it.
What type of spells are you looking for? Do you have any idea?
So I do have a few at least within the 3rd. In the 3rd I am definitely in the mind of adding Dispel Magic to my collection. I ended up taking up Counterspell instead, so it was just mainly for a spur of the moment situation, but Dispel Magic would help in that regard. I'm also thinking of potentially Haste, just to get myself out of there, or help someone else get out of there if need be. And in the 4th category, like Dimension Door, as well as that sort of escape mechanism, and potentially, like, if I cannot escape for whatever reason, like maybe a Fire Shield. So it's just, I'm thinking of like what exactly can be done.
Well, while I do have those spells enabled, this will be better training for more of my inventors, so I'll go get one of them to talk to you about that. And he like claps his hands, the book will disappear, and he starts getting up and moving his way back to his station.
As he turns around and leaves, I just want to cast Detect Thoughts and just sort of base around the surface area if I can.
Just, yeah. Oh, thought it was gonna be interesting. Well. And that's pretty much it.
I did not get the discussion of 5th level though as well. I did want to see what potential you may have had.
I don't share my spells unless you know what you want. I'm not gonna show you them.
Can I make a quick Arcana check for 5th? Can I make a quick Arcana? The Arcana before was 18 if you want to use that, but up to you.
What do you think, Darren? Can you make another check?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Like, it's just to your general knowledge. You don't know a lot of 5th level spells off by heart. You know a few.
A few.
Tights.
I'm thinking about it, but I'm also thinking of what few would be known. Shit. Through the Detect Thoughts, I'm able to... I need to double check the spell actually real quick. I need to remember real quick, Detect Thoughts. If they fail, do they know? Or if they succeed, do they know?
Yes.
They do. Okay.
Regardless, they'll know.
Okay, I'm not diving deeper. Is there any of the surface force that at least picks a school that he particularly special looks like? Yeah, because I know he's a scribe, but that's not a particular school in its sense.
Well, just
no.
like, what is she waiting for? Like, name a spell.
Shit. I think he would be the kind of. I'm potentially also looking into. Well, one I wanted to ask for 5th level was legend lore. I have been trying to do research on my sort of escapades out into the to the wilderness. That could be really helpful with finding information on certain lost knowledge in particular.
Roll persuasion.
I'm glad I saved my time for
But
chaos.
you're a charisma caster.
It's okay, your charisma.
I have
caster, like-
proficiency in deception. I was hoping to be mainly deceiving on my knowledge of spells because I don't actually have a spell book.
Well, is it what you actually want to do if you had legend lore?
Technically, yes, but I'm not the one who could learn Legendor. I'm going to just automatically Tides of Chaos this.
Okay.
Because fuck it. This is important. +5. 15. Shit.
Shame you didn't have that inspiration.
I roll with advantage anyway.
He looks back as though, well, Legend Law is a spell that only I'd really have out of all my class, so starts moving back.
Yes!
We do a little thing differently here. We can just offer payment instead, but we like to also have trade, so if you can tell me what spells are in your spellbook, that'd be interesting.
Yep.
And with that, we'll go to Jakova.
Jakubra knows catapult.
I've already got a story.
So, yeah, Jakubra is standing there with Annex. Is the person approaching? Or a person?
Yeah.
Or are we just standing there?
You see a large Tom Kench looking dude, but spiky and yellow.
Oh, I like that.
Oh shit, I deleted those notes. Fuck.
And what do you want to do? Do you want to do it, Darian, or? You can either confirm or deny that you'll do it. So.
Well,
I'll do the big man.
Okay.
I
Big
imagine.
puffy boy.
So, seeing this person approach, are you the one we're waiting for? Sorry. Yeah, if so, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm
It really
Jakubra.
depends if you're the one who's looking for me.
If you're the brewmaster, then yes.
They call me the Brew Lord.
That's fine. I want to discuss something potentially dangerous.
That's most of what I do.
Good. Good, then we'll get along fine. First, I will
We'll find
quickly
out.
apologize. Common is not my mother tongue, but I will do my best.
Same.
This is big fish man looks at you.
So, what do you know in the way of alchemically altering someone, as in enhancements? Just as a start basis.
Just I'm a Brew Lord. I'm the Potion Master. Yes, I know about using potions.
So, you've seen the dangers firsthand of what happens when,
You mix two potions and someone explodes? Yeah.
more when someone drinks something and goes on a complete rampage.
Oh. Yeah. That's less interesting.
Well, that's part of also what I want to study into. So, I have an
Making people
idea
go on a
that...
rampage?
Not quite. A way to contain it that I don't have the alchemical knowledge, and that's why I had to come here. There are two sides to what I want to discuss with you. The first, of course, is the part that interests you, I imagine, the more alchemical side of it. The second part is just making an injection device that can be worn. We won't worry about that detail for the time being. Tests can happen without it.
So, like, stabbing yourself with the potion to get it in quicker?
That part we can get to later, as I said. Anyway.
Sure, that's fine, we'll get to it later.
He like looks and he's like swells up a little bit, like shrinks down, and swells up a little bit more and shrinks down. You think the guy can get a lot bigger than he already is?
Yes, well, specifically what I want to discuss is, I have to sort of go out of character to explain this one a little. You guys are aware of, like, the whole Shimmer stuff from Arcane and that, right?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. That was the idea I was going along here.
Arcane the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
referring
AJ
to...
knows.
That's fine.
AJ
It's
Warwick at the very
basically-
least.
It's like meth that makes you ride out.
I'm trying to think of a comparison, but it's
So
on the
meth?
top of my mind.
Yeah. It's purple and magic.
Think of it like someone
Purple
injected
meth.
like a chemical into themselves and they sort of, their physicality sort of hulked out and they, to a degree, they still had control over it.
Sounds like purple meth to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
Sounds like
Anyway.
sounds like you're trying to make yourself into Dr. Mundo, my friend.
Not quite, but anyway.
Please don't put that on me.
What I'm trying to think of how to word it to you, and I apologize. I think what I
It's
want
okay,
to...
potions are strange. So what you want is something you can drink that makes you stronger, but you can control it?
But I also want to test it in a safe environment, which is where the potentially discussing with you would come in. I imagine
well, it's not hard to
you.
test it in an unsafe environment. Like, just get a potion of giant strength.
I want to go a little further than that.
Get a potion of fire giant strength.
How do I word this? And I think about it for a second. I want to test going beyond a limit that is safe, but I also want to do it in a place where I'm pretty sure you could contain me if something went wrong.
Are you talking about like mutagens?
I'm talking about that sort of stuff, yes. And
Hey,
that, by the way, is completely bullshit.
AJ, I'm gonna ask, which class was that had the mutagen shit? Was that the
Blood Hunter.
Blood Hunter's got mutagens.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Like I was remembering this from a actual class that's canon. He looks around. He's like,
Well, I know.
"All right." And he like gets up and starts like, "Come on." He like leads you over to his area. Like he trundles very slowly. These big webbed feet.
Trundle.
This kind of thing where it's like, yeah, he physically makes the sound trundle as his mask kind of vibrates.
I do have a quick question.
Yes.
Will there be like another round to try and intrigue them, or is that it, one and done?
Nope. There's another round coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got multiple attempts to succeed. Currently, only one person has succeeded.
Yeah.
I do have one small note while we're walking.
Yeah.
In the event that you had to briefly put me down to calm me, I do believe I'd have enough strength to at least make reviving me a lot easier. As in costless, if you get what I mean.
I doubt we'll have to kill you. Like, we got robots. They'll take care of that.
You never know.
Yeah, true. Her head's on fire.
He like just throws his hand over his shoulder and points at the other one. He starts leading you back towards there. You can see he's at least you've got his attention, but you've only like you haven't yet gotten everyone else's in the workshop.
That's fine.
Now, if at the end of the initiative, I want everyone to make a perception check.
Perception.
You know what? It makes sense, Osiris, that you failed because you're being led in the opposite direction. Christine, you don't see this either.
You'd have to do annexes and Selena's, wouldn't you?
Selena doesn't need to. She's already succeeded anyway, and they're not here. This is mainly for info for you guys. Basically, Jakova and Judas, you both see from from Shova's workshop in the top right, you spot a flash of camo as you've seen your friends have entered, or your compatriots, I should say, have entered the workshops and are beginning to make their way towards one of them. The first one they're making their way towards, though they are currently stopped because their attention, there are too many people around, is, I don't have the Jakobs. Wait, no, that's the right side. Never mind, I got the wrong side. Is Pripot's, which is distracted. So, there you see them enter and make their way into Pripot's workshop and start doing whatever they're doing in there. Yeah. You can basically tell from the stance of things with that roll, Judas. You, at the moment, are kind of on Rocky. Like, you basically are the least successful at the moment of drawing attention right now. That's just from a quick glance at everything going on, you'd say.
Yeah.
And before we go to the top of the order, it's been 2 hours, so let's jump into our break. I reckon.
Yay.
Hey, Lamau, break.
I'm like trying to think at the top of my mind of spells without looking at the lists too much. So I don't want to.
Yeah, don't cheat.
Right back myself.
I'm trying not to.
Be right back, peoples.
Yeah, I'm not going to just yet.
So, how are the rest of you?
I have a plan, and it's
I have to-
crazy.
I have to pretend I'm a fucking 5th level caster, because that's what I'm going to pretend.
I had to
I don't have
it
to
on
pretend about much.
Biotech.
There are limited a number of checks here, so if you don't succeed eventually, you will fail and it will default back to plan 2 unless someone else can do something to.
I gotta be honest, I'm pretty sure
help
you see where I'm going with mine.
You're thinking you're gonna freaking Hulk out and start making a mess.
Yes and no. That's one plan.
Hey, we got currently one group is distracted, which is conveniently the first group that we're gonna check.
How?
How?
That-
Because she rolled a 26 with the person
I
who's
know.
into random things.
I know. It's amazing.
She lit her own head on fire.
Let's-
Maybe you'll find out why.
I've got a. So enchantment on armor doesn't interest him, but
He's an armor.
armor
smith.
itself and defensive things
What am I
do.
cantrips? What am I
Alright, just to give you a little bit of help, Jimmy.
Artificer.
Yeah,
He's an artificer. Do you know much about the artificer subclasses?
armorer.
You know what the armorer does?
Oh yeah,
Does some
Fucking
shit.
jetpack boots,
Yeah.
lightning.
There you go.
It doesn't. It's not like magic enchanted armor. That's enchantment shit. It's like fucking
No, it's
magic. It's like power armor and shit.
Oh, that's definitely gonna. Now I got plans. It's more.
Yeah.
Like, I know what it does, because that's what Nerisium was gonna be. I just had to have a feel for the guy first.
Gotta say, Kim, you're lucky with the detect thoughts because you were about to be as like not
Bad.
successful as Judas. Yeah, you're about to basically do the same as Judas, where you're not really sinking yet, like,
Yeah.
even interest on the leader. But at least you've got his attention. But you've still got to draw everyone else's attention too somehow.
What third level spell would I pick? Oh, what would she obviously pick?
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get some.
I have an idea on how to get multiple people on board, but it's all depending on how well it's.
Yeah, if you do the
interpreted.
right thing, you can drag a sec. Like I said, at the moment you're each targeting one. If you do the right thing, you can bring in more than one.
Yeah, I think I might be able to do it with what I have planned. It's insane.
Go those two for third level. I need 3 more second
I'm gonna
level.
point out, if you think this is insane, a woman lit her own head on fire, and the only people who stop to even help are the people who are paid by her.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. But it's insane if it actually happens. Like,
What
if the idea that I'm posing goes ahead and have to pay for it with all this money I don't have, and yikes.
Oh, this is pissing me off.
We have some money. I take it back. I didn't realize how much we had.
Dude, we have a lot of money. Like, which is why I'm not too worried about pricing on like certain scrolls, because I could be like, oh, I won't go for this, but I'll go for this instead. But like, and I'll actually buy it. Like, I'll to sell the thing, I'll buy it. Like, it's not like I need the money anyway. Why am I blanking on second level spells?
I mean, you've seen me cast second level spells.
I'm not putting in detect thoughts into my list.
List of what?
Fake spells that I have in my quote-unquote book. Oh yeah, I need to
No,
add it.
you've seen me cast more than that. You've seen me cast an original spell. That's second level.
But I...
But what?
Is like the is that spell second level? What was first level?
No, it's second level. We figured it'd be too powerful as a first level, so we made it a second level.
What was it? Ah, I forgot what it was called.
Oh, it's unfortunate for you, isn't it? I'm gonna say also, there are other ways to get their attention than just by talking shop.
Talking shop is the easiest for me because that's all I know.
But you know nothing.
That's the
I
problem.
can give you a hint, Kim. You're talking to a nerd,
I am talking to a nerd, so I'm about to talk
an
shop,
academic
right?
nerd whose literal job is writing scrolls and making wands.
Someone who loves books, who has access to all the books. Throw me under the bus.
Do we want to start naming stuff like that though? That's the question.
That's up to you.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's how
like,
you all handle it.
basically, not all, but like most bards knew about. Me and you went somewhere with like my mentor. She was like, "Oh yeah, she's a bitch," just casually talking smack about a god.
Yeah, you did. But
Yeah, was I smited?
Just get struck down. Who knows?
I'm also being. Yeah, I guess I could talk about the Seekers.
You
Man.
can use, like I said, more things than just, oh, I'm gonna buy this thing, because you guys have money, but like there's.
I was mainly using that as like a way. I was mainly using that as a way to like gauge what interest exactly. Because as soon as I found out, like, yeah, he's a scribe in that sort of sense, it's like, okay, well, let's field the view on what exactly he goes into. Legend lore is like that big 5th level one, and luckily that was the only one that hit.
Can't
Luckily,
wait to get legend lore.
so now that I know that hits, I can at least start talking about I don't know if I want to go in too far into the Devaja shit. That's my problem. I don't like talking about it personally.
Then don't talk about it. Yeah, plenty about it. You travel with like
A
a
bard.
very interesting group of people and individuals.
But a lot of the things we do, we can't talk about.
Sure you can. Why can't we
Yeah,
talk
why
about
can't
it?
you?
I don't know if it's a good idea
There
to
is
start
no
talking about
higher
gates.
power in place to stop us.
Pretty
I
sure
feel
we
like
talked
it's-
to multiple people about the Devaj Trails.
No,
Yeah.
not the Devaja in particular. But I'm talking about like we probably should be spouting out things about gates.
It shouldn't, but who's going to stop us at the end of the
Yep.
day? You're
Mm.
taught about 9th level spells in school.
My foster father knows 9th level spells.
Yeah, I have a list of people who know 9th level spells.
My papa can.
Where is my list? Is it in this or is it in something else?
Mm,
9th level
wherever you put
magic
it.
casters.
I can pretend I know about them.
Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of which, one of which is a god.
Which one?
Librana, obviously.
Nice.
And you got... I'm pretty sure I've discussed all this with everyone before I start spouting out shit. Well,
Probably did.
I don't know.
I don't know. I wasn't there for it. Like you may have talked to other people about it, but I was pulled away for it. I think. Well, I was put into a private chat with Darian when you were talking about that shit. I think.
That's
Which is
true.
why-
I got this
which is-
list from the Atheneum though.
Yeah, I know.
It was acquired during his session that he wasn't there. Yeah.
Yeah, but then
Ah, that's right, yeah.
the session where he was there talking about it, you pulled me away to go meet with lovely caretaker man.
No, I know what you're talking about.
I mean,
Lovely.
technically she does know what she's talking about now, because she's no longer got modified memory casted
Yeah.
on her.
An idea for a character, which was a person where you write all this backstory and stuff, but you tell the GM that everything you know about your character is a lie, and really they were hit with a 9th level modified memory, and everything about them is fabricated
Which
by the
I
spell.
don't get, because the higher level you cast it is just 10 minutes further back in time. It's not,
Isn't it?
More.
It doesn't scale up from there.
It scales up,
No.
doesn't it?
no. It scales up from like a week ago or a month ago of 10 minutes of time you can alter.
That's
It was
dumb,
Wish
never mind.
casted by a god.
It was a Wish version of the spell. There we go. Boom, done.
Yeah, there you go. Wish can do anything.
Wish
Wish's
can
whole
do
purpose
almost.
is fuck you, I'll make a spell.
Wish is
can do
limited
almost
by
anything.
the type of god or deity that's casting it.
Also, Wishes does have that thing where if you're not using Wish to cast another spell, because you can basically use Wish to instantly cast a spell that would take longer than instant.
Yes.
But if you're not using Wish for that reason, then there's a 5% chance that when you cast it, you can never cast it again.
Yeah, you also take like 5d10 psychic damage.
Meh, who cares about that?
People vulnerable to psychic damage.
That's true. They would care about
Is
it.
that Kim?
Not yet. I could take a vulnerability if you want. I've got a lot of resistances.
It was.
No, I'm saying you as a person.
Got a lot of resistances. I can add a vulnerability if you want.
I can't remember who it was. There was a YouTuber who basically went over a better way to handle Wish, and they had a list of like, what type of thing is casting it, and what's the chance of it going wrong. I'm just seeing if I can find that.
There's a thing about like Wish and the whole like monkey's
Yeah,
paw
totally.
idea of Wish, and I'm not super into that because it's like it's you using a base list of power words to affect reality itself at the core level. To me, it makes no sense as to why you get monkey pawed by that. It's your own subconscious.
Yeah. Also,
The
you've
real
made it all
thing-
the way to a 9th level caster. Congratulations. Prepare to get cucked.
The real thing I found about the Wish that I don't like is that people who take it like that, or people who make it stronger than it is. Like, there is a limit to Wish. You
Yeah.
can't do everything with it. You can't
As
go
much
back
as
in
I've-
time like 50 years. Like, there's a limit.
As much as I think I'd have the brain capacity to be able to like circumnavigate the monkey's paw for Wish, I'd just take like something else. Let's take Gate. Gate is so much fun.
There's
Gate is
basically
teleport without the random chance.
this is where the DM, whatever term comes in. It's literally the difference between the Wish spell and a Wish granted by a god. That's where the
Exactly.
difference is.
We wanted to die.
Yeah, the Wish spell is very different to like a fucking magic item that uses Wish, or like a Wish being granted by a god or a genie or something, or a djinn. That shit, monkey pull the fuck out of that. Because it's something else using its power for what you say. It can change it however it feels.
It's like a lot of people have come up with the practical way to actually live with Midas's curse. It is
Yeah.
possible. It's
Wear a
just
fucking glove.
well, I mean, yeah, no.
No,
Eat
yeah,
with your
because
feet.
the glove turns gold, and then gold is also a super malleable metal.
Yeah,
Yeah, if it's pure gold, it's soft. Just like pick everything up with get one of those like the little grabber chompy things, like the little sticks with
Yeah,
like a
the hand
dinosaur mouth
grabbers.
in the end. Yeah,
The T-Rex hands.
Did
Yeah,
my
and just,
monitor
like-
just fucking die? Oh,
just
Quick
like what you do
question.
is you grab one of those, so you turn the handle gold, and then you attach the rest of it to the handle after it, so only the handle is gold. Then boom, grab it.
So, I got a quick question. Osiris
for
is the
it.
one with the bag of holding, right?
that is correct.
Cool, good to know, thank you.
I have bought all of the stuff for the group. Horses, bags of holding.
No, I just need to
Nobody
know
else
if you
has
had a bag of
contributed.
holding.
Want to put that out there?
You want some gold?
I
I'll give you
haven't
some
been in the
gold.
party long enough.
neither.
Just, you gave us more gold than yourself from Zero.
Yeah. Start using.
Sure. I'm not. Every time I try to, I'm always pushed away.
Is anyone not here?
I've checked.
Make sure everyone's ticked off the thing.
I've done mine. I just
done
don't know.
mine.
Someone hasn't ticked.
AJ, have you done yours?
Is it Tez?
No, Tez is not here.
Tez?
It's mine. I'm just eating.
Oh, okay, so you're not here. That's good to know.
Okay.
Fuck, just.
Okay, I have a rough idea for the obvious question that's going to come next.
Yep.
Okay.
What's the obvious question going to be, Kim?
Where's your spell book?
There we are.
Why, there are other kind of casters. Did you say you're a wizard?
I didn't say I was a wizard, but I did say I wanted to add spells to my collection.
There's a woman over there who just collected pendants that lit her head on fire. Do you really think having a spell scroll collection is a big deal?
No, true, you got a point. I'm just mentally preparing either or answer.
I look forward to getting arrested somehow at some
Yeah.
point during this campaign.
Out of everyone in the party, the worst person who would look forward to be arrested is you. There's legitimate repercussions to you being arrested.
I think me being arrested is probably like the best thing to happen. Save me from myself.
If I'm away from the party, you guys would be safe for the most part. You just wouldn't have a frontliner as much. So I get the feeling if Judas finishes his job, he's gone too.
Ninth level dominate person.
We did fine without a frontliner for a while.
I know.
9th level dominate
I
monster.
don't doubt he's good.
Yeah, do not do dominate person, dominate monster. Yeah, where were you?
Right, let me just see if
I should probably stop my music now.
will show up.
I assume we may not be going for too much longer tonight.
Depends if Min shows up. Alright. So, top of the order is Judas.
So I've been able to ascertain that he wasn't interested in the magic enchantment of armor rather than actual armor. My last.
Listen, from before, it seems like before with your insight, you could see that like the things you were asking didn't seem particularly interesting to him.
Okay. Well, I apologize if my previous request was a bit boring for Toy, but I do have another venture I would like to propose. You see, as I am right now, I am a capable fighter that can only do hit with sword, maybe cast a spell. I would like my armor to do more than just protect me. I would like my armor to jut off my body and strike foes from a distance.
Damn.
How far are you talking?
300 feet.
Perhaps 100 feet.
So you want plate mail armor that can jettison off your body and hit someone 100 feet away.
And return.
And return. Roll a persuasion check, I guess.
I guess a deception might be a bit more effective, I'm to say.
One or the other.
I mean, they're both the same stat and both the same score.
And roll the die. Listen, you clearly don't know what you're wanting here. Like, a lot of these things, I make armor. I make really powerful, strong armor. I can theoretically do what you want with this. But you're not providing any source of hint or anything. Like, this is all enchantment based. This is getting plate mail and getting enchantments or file teching on it.
Can you show me what you can do with your armor?
Sure. And he stands up, presses it into in the middle piece of his armor. It seems to be like a triangle, it's like, as if it was a button. He pushes it, and then expands to a full set of plate mail. Tiny little orbs of magic appear on the bottom, and the helmet forms around him. I can do stuff like this.
You just made Iron Man.
Bitch,
Yeah, that's exactly what those artificers can do.
What the fuck?
Armor artificers are cool.
Make Percy Jackson's pen sword.
Okay. That's goddamn impressive. I'm going to say right off the bat. Can you do that, but make it the size of an iron golem, in which I can get inside and control?
You want me to hire out the construct people to make an iron golem
Not win.
that you can pilot?
Is it such a crazy idea?
No, it's asinine, because I'm done. He gets up. You clearly have a bunch of ideas that you don't know where to go to. I suggest maybe thinking about it, writing them down, and then bringing that list to the center desk.
If he's done.
He's starting to walk. He gets up. He starts to walk away from you. If you're gonna do something, it's your probably last chance.
Last chance gone.
Alright, you sit there and he walks away, and he walks back into his area. Okay.
Next up is Selena. Selena is being busy. She's attempting
Having a party.
to help get rid of the fire on this thing's hair. Selena
Yeah, she casts the control water and goes to douse it, and you just hear the woman go, "No, stop!" It's like to bat the water away, and people are like, "Don't keep doing this!"
I want to listen to the music.
Good job to Osiris.
Alright. Did I see the whole shitstorm that Judas has caused?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
No, you're too. You got your following Muldoon with very much a thing going on there.
I don't want to use it on that. I'm not using it on that. Okay. Yep. I'm fine with that. Sorry. I
Muldoon's
tried.
one is the top right one. Just to let you know. So
I
even
didn't
though you
move
are the
myself.
closest person, unfortunately, you're just not close enough.
Do I? Oh.
Do you want to use your inspiration?
option.
Don't know if it's worth, because one person is better than multiple. 0 is obviously better than none. Yeah, I will.
Go for it then. 16. You see, as the person does that whole display with their armor, and then like the helmet part like visors open, and they're talking down to Judas, and they turn and just start walking away, and Judas is just standing there. So yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Good. Good. Fantastic. Alright, so I've been taken away into this other section talking to this Baltic individual.
Yes, you're right in like the entrance of their workshop. He hasn't taken you like into it, and you can see like all these people standing around of like a variety of different races and everything, and they're all working on different benches. You see like an entire like there's like a wall with like multiple like it's like a display rack with all different colored like vials all over it, and you can tell at a glance that that's file fuel. There's like basically a big stockpile of it.
Cool.
You can see there's like weapons being worked on, tools, equipment, like some guy's attaching firework to a pair of shoes. Another guy's like currently pulling an entire sword out of a furnace, like a forge, and like shoving a piece of mechanism into it.
Okay. So I will turn to
Muldoon.
Muldoon. Yeah, there it is. But I have to be honest, it's not the entire reason I came here was to hand over this information, but there is something I am interested in that I'm hoping you might be able to help me. I sort of not fully turn my back on him, but like twist myself and point at my shell. I am looking for a defense modification as well as a file tech sort of injecting into the defense of it. And I just noticed one of your friends over there, and I point to the individual in the massive armor that constructed pretty much out of nowhere.
Mhm.
And I think it would be a lot simpler that if it was able to construct out like that, as well as applying a file. As sort of
He like looks you like
permanent attachment on my shell.
Oh.
So you're basically telling me, son, that you want a set of power armor like that fancy showboater over there to go with on top of this fancy dangled sword you've spoken up about.
Oh no, the information on the sword is completely at your own disposal, but the file tech that was like the actual... is there a specific word for the actual like separate files they put into it that have certain effects happen?
I think they're just files.
They're just files, yeah. So, well, the idea is to have the files able to be placed into it with this sort of shell armor, so to speak, and have ideally a similar effect to what was the one I described that was in part of the sword. The extra dexterity, the increased
Like
speed.
fire power armor, if you will.
Sort of, but to only go on over my shell. As you see, I'm a bit hard to compensate of. There's a lot of nooks and crannies everywhere, so just the back half of me would be ideal.
Given how their stuff structures and bends to fit them, I doubt that would be a problem for you. Now, files themselves, the mechanism, wouldn't be able to bend and shift in that weird pockety stuff they do, but I'm sure they could figure out a workaround for that. But that's more their area of expertise than mine.
You don't think you'll be able to reconstruct the particular file that I'm describing? Seeing as you seem unfamiliar with it.
Make an intimidation check.
Half proficient.
He like steps up towards you and goes, "I'll let you know, son, that I am the best damn foul smith this place has ever had, and no two-bit armorer would be able to do half what I could do.
I lean up to him, because I'm only relatively short. I sort of lean up to him and I just go, I believe you. Are you going to show me?
He stands there, like, looking down at you for a moment. He's like, why would I have to prove my work to someone like you?
Oh, you do not have to prove yourself. It's just what I'm requesting, more than anything else. I've been around a long time, and this new file tech that all the kids are using these days, it's all the rage. I am intrigued by it. And they say you don't get with the times, you get left in the past.
He's like glaring down at you, and he's like, get your ass into my workshop, boy. And as he walks in, he like whistles out.
Dude, I'm probably twice as old as you.
Possibly, yeah. But yeah, basically he like, as you're walking in, he like whistles out to like the people who are there, and you hear like the clattering of tools as everyone's like stops. And he's like, somebody get this motherfucker's measurements. He's like 3 people like rush over with like things and start like measuring up your shell and stuff. And he walks over to a display and like rips down some tools. And you've definitely drawn their attention.
Yeah, it's all about goading the right type of people.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Next in line.
Next up is Christine.
Call me boy, I'm 105 years old.
Boy.
And he's not.
Yeah, he's probably 200-ish.
Sorry, 154 years old.
I don't even know how long Githy lived.
Well, we bumped up
Humanoid
Loxodon to, like, Brailov is older than Osiris.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks like 210, I think.
Shit.
There's also an NPC now, so it's perfectly fine doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and, yeah, I'm thinking we might do similar for the gift.
Gift don't, like, hippopotamuses don't live crazy long. They only live about 90 in-game years, so I'd say it's probably normal.
Yeah, okay. It's fine. Anyway, Christine. You brought this man back. He's asked for your spell book. Or, like, spells that you know that he can transcribe back.
So most of my magic is innate. The other smaller scrolls that I have are over, and I point towards Osiris, who's being fitted right now. It's in a bag of holding that he's holding. Is there exactly anything you need right now?
I'm just wondering what you've got. We, like, wizards
I
like
can
myself basically work off trade. Unless you don't have anything to trade, then we work on money.
I don't think I really have anything to trade. I assume, at least, I've barely am myself hitting the 3rd levels. I'm just trying to see if I can get something a bit extra to use in that one pinch. And with legend lore in particular, it's something to, well, it was meant to be, it's an idea of a thing that I wanted to at least use for a friend to help them in their sort of general research which I've been helping them with. I will note though, as she says help, there's like a slight lift. It's like that can't leave.
He's like, well, I understand that.
I can try if at least put something forward with, like, I could talk about at least what it is I'm going to be using, potentially be using Legend Lore on. It's just that there's 2 particular topics that have been taking up my interest recently.
Go ahead.
One of them, a friend of mine is another researcher. We both come from Ghislaine, and we heard very well of these things called the Devaja trials. Nothing's really written about it, and it's very fascinating to...
Well, the text will burn. They're hidden for a reason.
How come?
I don't know. This part, like, you think if I knew, I wouldn't tell people? I've done my research, but everything dating up to a couple centuries back's all gone. All there left is formal little pockets, some daily information, and some books I've read.
We have been lucky at least to have a bit of help from a few seekers as well, luckily, which has helped a little bit in that regard. We may actually have a lead to go off on, and a few sort of ideas and locations. It's something we're going into, but I don't know if I really can describe too much more as a thing. Is there any sort of thing on like Seeker mention? Like just nothing, I'm assuming.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Yep.
Let's stop saying on air. Yeah. Oh my god.
That's good stuff.
Well, it's mighty fun. I don't mind helping out with the Devaja trial research, and that is very interesting.
My friend is the one who's more interested. I'm just, I'm here to help as much as I can.
Well, if you want to help, I can give you a Legend Lord scroll for about 4,500 GP. I might be able to lower the bidder price if you can at least give me some notes and information of the places you visited and information that you found that doesn't seem to be known.
I think what I would divulge in that sort of thing is I would definitely divulge places we've been, and not exactly what's happened in the trials, but things we've kind of seen, almost as if like it's not exactly how it is. And now this was something I particularly asked Jeremy from a few days ago. After Chris, meeting with Chris and I, and poking about it, it wasn't mentioned in particular that I was told the prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
I did ask about it, and Jeremy said if I would have poked about it, I could have. And I wanted to say I feel like I would have poked about it. Is that alright?
Yeah, that's no problem. We had time that night, and you were also traveling with him today. You could know the words of the prophecy if Osiris chose to tell you.
I wouldn't have not told anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck prophecies. They're the most bullshit thing, and
I didn't think you'd say no. Fuck this! You're not telling me.
Fuck you! I am going to describe as much with a slight mislead.
Roll deception.
He's gonna try and mislead him.
Slightly, yeah. But there's most truth in it.
Well, what topics are you bringing up?
I feel like, in particular, with the prophecy, I just need to remember it real quick. Through most of the lines, I feel like I would have kept the first and last, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The first and the second last. The last two, sorry. I would have probably tried to tweak a bit of the middle part, basically.
I'm not sure what this prophecy's got to do with the Devaja trials at all.
It's connected to it in what we believe. That's what we're trying to put proper.
Well, either you didn't get the full thing, but I don't see anything that's linking it to the trials itself.
That's my only hope.
So wait, you said you described the locations, right?
We've been to.
So you haven't talked about ones you haven't been to.
No, mainly because I don't know.
Even the ones that you've been told of.
Like the one that we definitely knew was in the forest, but didn't end up going to.
Or like the one that you were
that one in particular I wouldn't have mentioned. I would have only mentioned ones we've set foot in and potential ideas. And I would mention the forest actually, I think, because I want to believe no one's dumb enough to go in there.
Alright, and you're saying you wouldn't have mentioned the one that Azeroth just told you guys about okay, cool. Just making sure.
No.
Yeah, given what you've just said about the other trials, one of which isn't a trial, but did you talk about Dusky?
I would have talked about Dusky.
That's interesting. That's a good piece of information to pass on to anyone really. Technically.
I didn't really know who to pass it on to. Is the problem.
Well, technically, it's because it's Amarician property, so we could be able to start siphoning that again.
Well, that's exactly that's exactly what one of the orders were. It was to do with dust bloom essence. One of the orders that was placed in here by one of my friends.
Oh, that's what they were messing around. Who got it?
We did.
No, like here in the gift.
Oh.
Who did you give it to?
It was Brylov.
Were
Was
there
it?
any notes or anything?
And I'm trying to remember if it was Brylov. I think it was Brylov, wasn't it?
Yes, you gave it to
Yeah.
Brylov.
Okay, yeah. I would mention that, and from my recollection, there were, but I don't have them. I don't know who currently has them at the moment. I assume it's between the turtle and my friend.
Do you know the notes?
Fuck me, I fucked myself over.
As if you do. If I can get a little bit of a one-up on some other competitive people here about siphoning this essence, that would interest me greatly.
How much of an interest?
Let's talk about it in my shop.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
You're in the door.
Fuck.
You gotta sink it.
Yeah, I
You're in the
know.
door.
Yeah.
Get an alley oop it.
Hey, look, you already
Hey.
At least you got there. I didn't.
Next up is Jacobo.
Cool. Whereabouts are we? Are we walking?
Yeah, you're walking into his station over here.
Cool, cool. I'm just trying to remember exactly where I left off.
You want to make meth.
So you want which? You seem to be pretty unspecific about what you're looking for, friend. Do you know which kind of mutagens you're after? The ones who work with that kind of stuff can be picky about what they allow out. And I heard of things that happen to people who use it who ain't properly trained. It ain't pretty, friend.
Yes, I've, well, not firsthand, but I've at least heard from someone who's seen it firsthand. The dangers involved, and they showed me a couple of scars that came of their own experiments.
Ah, so you've known one of those weird blood people with the whole who's it, what's it's with the stabbing and whatnot?
Yes, once upon a time, though, haven't come across them in a good couple years. That's
Alright, question.
probably for the best.
Is that a lie?
That's up to you two as a GM. This is what I might have come across in my travels.
This is up to you. Saying, have you encountered a blood hunter in your travels? This is me saying, like, you can put this in as your lore of yes, or you can say no, you haven't.
I'm gonna say quite possibly I've met blood hunters.
Okay.
If they're in the world.
Whether or not I know what they experiment in, that's a different thing entirely.
Yeah. Well, I'd say just to see like, if Jacob has actually met them, or you're more bullshitting off information you've read.
I've met a couple and heard stories. That would be
Okay. So to mix
where
the
it's
two.
limited. Yeah. Like, God damn it! I just blanked because of that. There was two mutagens that interested me particularly. One was a simple one, which just made them a lot harder to kill, if you get what I mean. One that
Stone
basically
skinned, resistances, there's many things that can make you harder to kill.
more like it mutated their blood in a sense.
That's kind of what blood hunters do.
Well, mutating it to a point where they could use their blood to protect them. I don't want to go that far, if you get what I mean. That seems disgusting to a degree, but
That's the kind of thing where if you aren't trained, I'm pretty sure you'd die. Some would go with probably not that.
as for the other side, well, there's only so much that, is bodybuilding a thing in this world?
Totally. Why not?
There's only,
If Leonardo da Vinci could have been a bodybuilder, then why can't you?
there's, only so much, personal bodybuilding that one can do within a mortal mortal limitations, if you get what I mean. Say someone was to... I'm trying to think, is there an actual medical term in this world for steroids? I don't think there... Look, in the sense of D&D, it doesn't make sense to me.
Performance-enhancing drugs, otherwise known as magic.
Well, you're not wrong, because
Slaps a syringe of haste in someone.
Look,
It's called
mainline that aid
enhanceabilities.
spell.
what I'm trying to explain is, it'd be the kind of thing that you would inject most likely through the back of your body so it spreads out. That would be, at least in my idea, the ideal spot. Though my study on anatomy of at least humanoids, it might be a bit odd, so I can't test on them. What I'm getting at is, would there be a couple of particular alchemical combinations you would recommend that, while could potentially be incredibly dangerous, might also be the best place to look? Hell, if you need a test subject because you've done these things yourself, I'd be more than willing to offer myself.
Test subjects aren't something we mess with lightly here. Tend to use most of it on myself. I have a natural resistance to most counteractive effects of my own mistakes.
He like breathes really heavy as like he's walking still. It's like very slow. It's probably like a little infuriating walking behind him or next to him because he's really slow.
Well, if you've tested on yourself, surely that makes it a little difficult to keep track of the results on your own.
Right, why have assistants, aides, tinkers, and the like? Okay, well, things that might be able to help you. If you're asking about those weird mutagen things, I'm gonna say the ones I know of. I've heard some called things like cruelty or potency, and there's the impermeable shield, and some thing called unbreakable, but those are all, again, this is all like, I make potions and I brew poisons and I do most things in between, but I don't make body-altering mutagens that kill you if you drink them raw.
But that's
Instead,
also
I make
why...
potions that blow you up if you drink 2 of them at once.
That's kind of the other reason I came to you specifically, though. I
Alright.
understand the danger of mutagens, so I want someone that can help me come up with a way to achieve similar alchemical enhancements without the need to mutate one's body.
Buddy, I think I already kind of told you that. It's called a potion of fire giant strength.
Well, yes, you did point that out.
Get a potion of haste if you want to go faster. Potion of fly makes you fly. Having a problem with fish? Potion of water breathing. Got a problem with enemy? Basilisk poison works.
What would be the
Potions
danger?
do...
One.
Huh? What was that, son? Friend?
What would be the danger if you put them all in one?
You explode.
Is that guaranteed?
Like an 80% chance if you're mixing that many potions. I don't know if you know this, but if you're mixing potions, the natural magical energies of them tend to have counteracted effects. And if you're mixing ones that make you quick and ones that make you big, you might end up having your arm get big and your leg fall off.
I see.
I get you're interested in mutagens, friend. You asked the right man at least some information. But
Is it simply
unfortunately,
too
those
dangerous?
blood
Is that
hunter
how you'd word it?
boys... What was that?
Is it simply too dangerous? Is that how you'd word it?
No, it's the fact those blood hunter boys, they don't tell no one shit unless you join them. And they ain't one for sharing unless you sign up to their whole crusade things they do.
Well, I may have a couple things in my bag that I can test on if you want to point me to one of your assistants just to oversee it.
What kind of thing you looking to test? What kind of thing you looking to test on, though?
Just a little mixture I've been putting together.
So,
It
you
won't
wanna-
explode, that's the only thing I can promise you.
He like looks. He's like looking. Like he squints his like eyes a bit, and he swells up a bit more, and like shrinks down. And he goes,
How much experience do you have with alchemy?
Not as much as would be recommended for this sort of thing.
This isn't a training yard, friend. This is a business. We don't lend out our workshops for a cheap price. And even then, you gotta provide your own ingredients and your own tools. We just give you a fireproof place to work on.
And as he's saying that, you just see like a person go flying past you as there's something they work at the table just explodes and his body just goes tumbling past. And then someone just walks up and just picks him back up and like dusts him off, and the guy shakes his head and walks over and just like one arm sweeps everything off the table into like a bin, and then just gets a new vial out and starts working again.
That seems fun.
Yeah, but that man spent a good 10 years working his way up from the lowest of the low to be able to blow himself up on demand because he keeps fucking up.
I'm sorry!
Do you think he'd have a problem if I went and had a couple words with him?
I don't care, don't get in his way.
Sounds good to me.
So you make your way over if you want to. The big guy who walks back to his like desk at the back, where he slowly sits back down in a chair that seems to scream in pain. Yeah.
Fine with that. This is good enough for what I'm planning next round.
So far, you can tell like you're in here still, but you haven't distracted them yet. So, Mim.
Yeah.
You're
So
technically-
you okay? I'm gonna give an opportunity for something to happen here. So you were with Jakova. You were providing him assistance with his deceptions. He hasn't actually made many rolls that he's needed assistance on, so it hasn't actually had done much. But you know the plan here is to distract all these different people, and you watched that hobgoblin man. You watched him pretty much strike out. And the person he's meant to be distracting is currently walking away from him back to their workshop.
Do you think is there anywhere like in a large sort of radius where there's no one standing there, but there's maybe like some glass that I can maybe, destroy with shatter if I can try to discreetly cast it?
So this area I will describe. It's a big workshop space. There is in the center area has actually got not a lot of people, but a lot of objects and things. The roof is like covered in like chains of different kinds. There's in the walls are like these humanoid figures that seem like carved into the actual walls themselves. There are a few objects hanging around here that are displayed in different ways. Like there's this massive like crystal golem thing that's just kind of like being held up by these chains on the roof. It's standing on its own, but they're just. And also, Kelly, because you went here for it, the man that he was talking to. I've got to find my notes. The man he was talking to, who's currently leaving, was Jakob, who is a air genasi who specializes in basically artificer armor and like defensive stuff, like power armor and shit.
So we want to be making a distraction actively.
Yeah, you're trying to distract them all and basically not just lure this person out, but also lure like their people out of the workshop for the job that's currently going on. If you want to know how people are going, Selena is currently trying to help a woman who lit their own head on fire to try and show off a pendant that plays music when your head is on fire. And all of her people are now rushing to try and help put her head out, but she's going, no, it's beautiful, as she's burning. It's a gnome who's doing this, so she's not immune to fire.
Okay, so it's that crystal golem. Is it alive or is it just?
It does not seem. It seems inert right now.
Okay. And there's nobody. Is there a place where I could cast shatter on that without hitting anybody?
You could, but it's a big open space, so it would be hard to do so without being noticed by at least someone. Like, the center desk area has 4 people at it.
I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try to very discreetly cast it as discreetly as I can.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
Oh boy, this is gonna go terribly. That's
Holy
actually
shit.
not terrible. Never
Okay,
mind.
you hide your somatic opponents and you whisper quietly enough to cast the spell. And you shatter this large crystal
Or you cast shatter on it,
Okay,
it doesn't
okay,
actually
so-
explode.
Roll the damage.
It's
It
gonna
is made
fail
of
its
stone.
saving throw.
It gets disadvantaged because it's made of stone.
It automatically fails its saving throw.
That's not a lot of
Okay.
damage.
It takes 8 thunder damage as you see a loud noise happens as shatter is cast. Everyone who was distracted is now all like standing up, looking out into the thing, and everyone's like turning to see where it came from, and they all look. They see like large pieces of this crystal fall to the ground, like this like one shard. Yeah.
If you're gonna follow up with anything else, or you're just gonna wait and see the repercussions from that action.
What's everyone else's thing?
For the moment, gonna wait to see the repercussions.
Alright, how does everyone else react? The woman who's head on fire is still on fire, but the people helping her are now helping her a little less. Except
Should we go down the
Selena.
roads?
Yeah, so we'll go from Judas. What are you doing first, Judas? Dimmy?
Yeah, how's my guy reacting?
Yeah, how are you reacting? I'm asking you. Oh, yeah, how is the dude you were talking?
Yeah.
He stopped and turned back. Like, what the fuck?
Like he was about to push a button to revert his power armor, but now he's turning around, like arms out, ready to thing. And he's just
Blast.
looking to see.
I stand up. I take out my sword at the ready. I didn't see her cast that, did I?
Do you have a passive perception of 21?
No.
No.
Someone's here.
What are you, a god in Oblivion?
Yeah.
What's that?
Selena's helping. Osiris, what are you doing? As you're getting your
I'm
shell
getting
measured.
combat ready.
Yeah, I know you are. I'm asking what Osiris is doing.
So I assume I'm being swarmed by people.
You've got like
Yeah, so
3 dudes.
this happened. You have 3 different people measuring you. The only people who've stopped are like the guys who aren't currently measuring you. And then the one guy who's coming back in through a back door, the tabaxi, who's still smoking like a little rolled cigarette as he comes back into the workshop, a bit confused.
I won't actively do anything, but if shit starts to go more south, like Big Bang, yeah, nobody seems to be super anxious, just ready. But if that does happen, I will then telepathically tell Braylov to release the robots.
Alright, so you're getting ready for shit?
Just in case. But I'm still letting them do their thing, because I'm curious about what they're going to actually do.
Alright, next up then.
So how does Simon like react?
He just sort of like turns around and looks where the noise came from and sees like, yeah, a piece of this crystal has fallen down.
And just more so shrugs it off? Like, oh, this happens
He's
normally?
not shrugging it off, but this is
Okay.
like the 6-second immediate reaction that he's got.
I feel...
Like-
it's hard
You
to
notice
think
basically
of.
no one here is like going for a weapon instantly. The only one dude who is the dude who's in power armor, who was already in power armor.
That's
He's
fair.
like, I might as well leave it on.
I turn around and see power, I'm like, oh, cool. I am going to just hold my wand out and sort of keep that sort of same, like, look of like, oh, we'll see what happens. Because I feel like I have the knowledge that alright, someone's done something. But I'm trying to play it off as like the, like, getting ready sort of thing.
Okay. Just a curve.
I won't really cast anything or plan anything.
I mean, I'm ignoring the shadow for the most part. I'm just watching the guy who just went flying.
And he just picks himself back up and decides he walks back over to his workstation.
I think it was a tabaxi.
I didn't say what race he was, I think.
Here's a water.
Fuck it, it's a tabaxi now.
Okay.
I think the Tabaxi
Another
was one of
Tabaxi.
Muldoon's.
There's multiple tabaxi. There's multiple of basically every race here.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna basically probably wait till he goes in and just sort of approach, but yeah. 6 seconds
so
isn't
you-
much to talk or anything.
Yeah, so you're
for
not
that.
even reacting to this explosion. You're just kind of like, alright, and just keep walking.
Look, I don't know if it was anyone I know. It's not my business.
Fair enough. So that brings it back down to Annex. Are you doing following up with anything else crazy?
I'm gonna turn to Valor. I'm assuming he's on my shoulder or just nearby me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I'm gonna tell him, if you can, discreetly start picking up people's things and throwing them? Or just misplacing them?
Okay. Starts flying and doing that. You just hear
Sent to desk.
as like everyone's sort of just like, you just hear like a guy running out of Shrover's group, looks at it, he's like, ah! That was beautiful! You blew it up! Damn you! Damn you all to hell!
You see this, like, there's like little half of him running out, he dropped to his knees in front of it, and he's like, my darling! And he starts weeping at his, like, cracked golem.
Ooh.
Well, I
Took
will
me
say,
5 months.
as well, if he can, like, maybe knock some more stuff off the crystal golem as well, with the shatter that's maybe loosens and
Yeah.
stuff.
Roll a strength check for Valorian if you have an imp stats.
Yeah, I've got it. Oh god, it's like
Just like an athletics check.
Athletic, well, I
If
think
he doesn't have
that's
proficiency, it's
special.
just strength.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Picks up a pebble and drops it.
It's,
And then the whole thing shatters.
Yeah, it's like the thing is going, and as it does, you just hear that whole like, why? And like almost on a beat, basically everyone else just turns back to work. Like the dude you're talking to, Kim, is just like, okay, so we were saying.
I just like, yeah, like after like probably like 2 seconds after everyone else turns away, I just put the staff away and just sort of sit back, or like move towards or sit back down wherever I was doing.
Alrighty.
Alright, so that was the end of. So that's what Mim did, which brings it back to the top of the order.
Judas, what are you doing?
So the golem's like cracked to shit, right?
There's a big crack in it.
It's like there's a large little gash of where this large like section of it fell down, but that's about it.
Dude, last time we cast Shadow on the Golem, it went well.
Your armor wouldn't crack with that pussy little shits thing right there, would it?
I'm not destroying other people's property.
Oh yeah, I know.
Then why would you ask?
I want something stronger than that.
Then glass? Good work, champ. You'll find metal one day.
That was glass. I thought that was fucking metal. Then
No,
I
the
would've
golem's
said-
crystal
No,
golem.
Then yeah, no. I'm done. I literally can't do anything. The guy's already fucking disinterested. There's
Yeah,
nothing I
it's-
can do.
This is not your area of expertise.
He then, like, saying that it was just someone else's thing that, like, blew up for some reason, just hits the button in the center and all his armor retracts back into that, like, V thing that he had before and starts walking back into his group.
I want that armor.
I had a great idea for an armor.
Is Valorian still just grabbing things and throwing them around and misplacing
So we'll get to that on your turn.
Yep. Then if he's walking off, I don't have anything. I'm getting out.
Okay.
Nice, you start to leave. Okay.
Alright. Selena's doing her thing. Osiris is getting measured. Christine.
Okay. So I'm assuming like he just sort of leads me to like one of his desks or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, what exactly? I can try my best to recite stuff that we found, but it isn't exactly the most helpful from my recollection. From what I remember, what the notes exactly were. She's like throughout most of this conversation as well. She's like more so looking, like not directly at him. It's just sort of this thing like you're trying to look up in your mind and recall things. I believe what was happening there. Who knows how long ago? Honestly, it's so much time probably. That they were using the essence to infuse it with particular metals. I don't know if I think there was an exact medal. Top of my mind, I can't remember. The idea was is that it had minor properties on it, could be used for things, and they were planning on using a more condensed version, which is what we bought, but there was no information regarding to that.
That's interesting and all, but that's more the enchantments. The thing I'm trying to figure out how to siphon it to begin with.
There wasn't anything really about siphoning, was there?
Not that you remember.
No. In terms of siphoning, it's something about from the roots, because it was underneath the dusk blooms. The essence was just dripping onto the floor. I'm not exactly sure how or why. There was no information on it.
There's no tools or anything.
There were tools. There were tools there, but I'm not really the exact person to know what particular tools did what.
Well, just describe everything.
I'll describe the room.
Alright, give us an intelligence check to see how well you can remember it all.
Shit. Damn it.
Your memory's a little fuzzy right now, Christine.
Oh. Yeah, I think of the dust blooms, and then I think of the thing around my neck, and then I think about everything.
Thing on what neck? You don't have that.
Oh, the thing in my bag that used to have around my neck. Yeah.
You don't have the pendant.
That I used to have. I think about that in particular. Shut the fuck up. I think about the ring. There you go. You're welcome.
You think about the sword.
Think about the sword. Think about everything that's happened. But just pull it all at once.
Are you going to use Tides of Chaos?
I don't have it. I've used it.
You don't have it? Oh, sure to use it. I missed that part. Hey, roll on your table.
I've had it up.
So you just teleported what's her face to the astral planes, right?
Roll me a D.
It's D12, right?
No, roll me.
It's just the astral.
Roll me a D12.
It's just an astral.
It's not the astral. One of the astral planes.
Oh, no.
Roll me a D6.
Is that creatures in Christine?
Did she go to the same place again?
Once again, you are in this cold ass tundra.
Are you kidding me?
It's the same. You appear in this very dark, storming place. Ice is and wind is shooting past you and snow. You're waist deep in ice, and as you're standing there, you look around for this brief moment, just a bit. I'm assuming literally a bit like the "Are you kidding me?" you just said.
Yeah, it literally is this sense of I'm not here for fuck's sake. I hate her.
As you're looking around here, you notice there's a bit of a light coming through a bit closer to you, maybe only about 40 or 50 feet away. You just see a glowing. And as you look over there, you feel a sudden burst of heat as this huge wave of steam comes shooting out of the ground, and then you reappear where you were.
At the end of my next turn.
Yep.
This isn't all happening in 6-second increments.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So this point where that happens, and then you reappear where you were, and the guy who's with you is just was that fun?
What just happened?
Just I come back with, I'm guessing just snow and shit. Everyone's I honestly, I wish I knew.
So give something because I'm nice. If you want, you have your Tides of Chaos back. You could use it to reroll that intelligence check.
I will 100% do that.
Why do I feel like the whole teleporting thing is magic Tourette's?
Oh, it kind of is at this point.
The anti-teleportation magic should have stopped any of that.
Well, I don't know exactly what that is. I'm sorry. Sorry. Let me get back onto that. A 10 is no better. Sorry, I really don't know. This stuff happens, okay? I can't tell. I couldn't tell anyone because I don't know myself.
Shrugs as if he does not give any shits that you just
Good,
teleported.
because the cracks are breaking.
Well, nothing sounds like siphoning equipment. I guess I'll have to get some people to go have a look and explain to me better over there.
Pretty much, Kim, this is the point. Same as Judas. You're losing his interest. You've got to do something to draw it back in. This is probably like one of your last chances.
Now
something, it's go big or go home moment.
Problem is I got teleported to that place.
Make it somebody else's problem.
I don't know how to do that though. Fuck. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Let me just read Charming Eyes real quick. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. Fuck.
You wanna set off the alarm right there.
It's an hour. I'm going to have Wash of Energy go over my eyes. This is gonna be the best shit ever because I have to roll the table again.
Yep.
So I have a Wash of Energy go over my eyes as I try to listen. Like, I mean, just give me at least just a few more minutes. Like, I could try to just like draw the room, describe the room a bit more. Like, it takes a little bit for me to actually get recollection. It's why I keep a lot of my personal notes in like a large journal. It's very hard for me to do it like just on the spot. Just a few minutes is all I need.
So what's the charm person say DC?
My DC is I think it was 15.
Okay.
This is gonna be so fucking stupid.
Alright. Rolling your table.
Don't know why I put it away. Oh!
Alright then.
Oh shit!
What's that?
As you're
Why
like
did it take
speaking
you?
and your eyes are like formulating, pretty much to Judas and Annex's like a thing, you just see large magical glacial blue wings appear behind Selena. A small Christine, a small bluish halo appears above as well. Her skin gets a little bit like lighter. It seems to be emanating like little globules of like white light. She looks almost angelic in appearance, and her eyes are glowing like purple.
And can everybody see this, or is it just...
Anyone who's in the main room is like seeing this happen, but everyone else
I'm
is
so
distracted.
sad Des can't see this.
And he's just like, I mean, okay, but... at that point, all of the other people, like, all the people in the center sort of gravitate towards her. Even the guy who's crying about his crystal golem is like, I have found my new beauty!
Oh
He
god!
runs over with a sketch pad, starts to, like, draw you.
I don't think I need to roll then, by the sounds of it.
So I'm gonna say this. You're definitely causing a distraction.
Not the one I wanted.
At the moment, the people in the area you're at are kind of slowly moving towards you, so you have them mostly distracted. This is one last moment here to do. You've drawn their attention back in. This is basically the make or break. You've got these people lured in. What do you do to get them to move all the way to you and open it up for the crew to move to their next goal? Because you see, at this moment, you see the tsunami guys are standing by. They finished searching the first room, and they're waiting at the entry, basically waiting to slip into the next one, the one you're currently standing at.
Oh god, I hate this.
This is the. This is quite literally the. If you fuck this up, it's Plan B time.
Hold on, oh, thanks. I'm gonna just quickly read Celestial Ancestry.
There's no
just for a second.
information about it.
Yeah, there's no information.
There's a transformation. Oh wait, there's no information.
That was the transformation. Like what I described is what happened. There's no
What is it?
additional stuff at the moment because we didn't think you'd roll on that yet.
Wow. Okay.
Point this out. It would have no beneficial effects to what you're currently in.
Yeah, in non-combat scenarios, it's not going to help you.
Oh, perfect. It just looks pretty.
It's drawn everyone's attention, so use that to your advantage if you can.
Biggest question, first of all.
No, you cannot do that.
Okay. Okay, so I'll put that away. Second question. With like the transformation, did I feel it?
Yeah. Well, no, it sort of just happened to you. Like
All
you're
you really feel is like a
teleporting.
physical, like a lightning. Like you feel like you're a little weightless right now. That's about it. If you are like really stressed, you probably feel a little confident right now.
Okay.
You got this.
No, I don't.
You feel like some of that stress that was weighing you down from before kind of seems to lighten as you think like, why don't you got this though?
Well, if that wasn't particularly helpful in that regard, there is another thing which I was thinking for Legend Lore as well, which was to do with discovering a potential gate.
Okay.
Like I wanted to learn more about why they were created like exactly in the first place. It's not something I know. There's also like exactly like what they're there for. Why would these things exist?
I don't know.
I got
Remember,
nothing.
This
got
dude is
nothing.
charmed.
All right, he is. I forgot. I was so busy on the celestial ancestry shit. I forgot about charm person.
Yeah, this dude is charmed. Use that to your advantage.
You sort of
Oh,
just
thank-
talking at him,
then-
and he's just like agreeing
Let
with you.
let me roll back a bit then, because I completely forgot about that particular part. That was just me getting overwhelmed. I am probably gonna just thank you very much. I'm probably gonna just sort of move back, like move back a bit. So why didn't fuck? What's the words I'm trying to say? My brain don't.
Why don't you
what
and your
was you
entire
trying to
team
say?
go and help me find something out?
Does so his particular area, in sort of relation to where Tsunami are, could I be able to pull him into a direction to kind of rotate him around, like so Tsunami can go in and get whatever they need, like to like a bookshelf or something, to be like, can you just show me like a few things, like
Yeah.
Remember, it's not just him; it's the rest of the people who are in that area as well. So you need to
Yeah.
lure all of them.
No,
This guy will
I
go
know.
with you.
I know. I wanted to like do that. Grab a few books. Like, can you point me to like things like you may have found on like this, and that, and this, and then I would have like pulled it like just towards that, just to take one of the tables.
What
to-
exactly are you asking him to look for? What information are you trying to get him to show you about?
Gates.
Alright everyone, we have to go look at the spell gate. Go find any resources on the books of gate that we've got.
Fine, not gates. Then I'll go back to the original thing.
No, like you do that, and the people who are under go, okay, and they just like scatter into bookshelves.
We'll talk about the spell gate inside. He sort of just walks in there.
Yeah, he just walks, and like you do this, and you just watch like those Tsunami guys like walk in, kind of confused, while everyone's like back is facing like all faces are facing the walls. They're flicking through like dozens and dozens of books. Pretty much, Celestial Ancestry just saved your ass.
It kind of did.
The combination of that and the charm, you pretty much couldn't fail.
Good, because I was.
You're also
Fucking-
lucky that there's a spell called gate.
Yeah.
Because he's not a librarian. He's just a magic dude.
I know he is.
So yeah, next. Okay, that's
Next is
Tsunami's on the next
Jacoba.
job. Next in line, Jacoba.
I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
You got this other guy looking at you is like, yeah, bro, what's up?
Do you just chuck out those failed experiments?
Well, that one's shattered glass and fire, my guy.
Just curious. Like, even the ones that wouldn't shatter, would you just chuck them out?
If they're in a jar, they ain't failed, have they? Like, yeah, you do a healing potion, dude, If it heals too good, it's basically poison. It's not a failure if you can reband it to if you can rebrand it, my guy.
I can't believe that.
I got a question for you then. As while I'm doing this, which gauntlets am I wearing right now? Would be the bone ones, wouldn't it?
Sure.
I'm gonna just switch over one of my hands to the metal one.
Yeah.
As I will proceed to take one of the torches also out of my bag and basically the bandage around the top of it. I'm going to wrap that around the metal. Will that stay attached?
So you're wrapping bandages around around the gauntlets?
They're from the torch, yes.
Sure, they're bandages.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure if they were soaked in stuff or not. I can never remember with these.
No, it's just like it's cloth. Like you can just wrap it around your arms. Like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's also bone. Like it's just shoving cloth around. Like if you're going around, are you going around your hand part or around the blade part?
Around the probably the blade. It'd be the part that's sort of. I'm basically wrapping it in a way where it won't touch the fur on my arm, essentially.
Okay, that's the important part.
Yeah, that's the part I need to specify. As I'm going to look at him. The next one. Have you ever tried applying it to something a little more punchable?
Gotta be more specific, my guy. You want me to punch it?
Let me rephrase this. Is it flammable?
He looks around the room. Probably.
Mind if I test something with it? Can stand back after, of course.
Make a persuasion check.
God damn it. Persuasion.
Knock yourself out, friend.
I take, I guess it'd be one of his more recent versions or whatever he hands over.
It's like basically what's on his table at the moment.
Yeah, I proceed to coat the bandage in it and pull out my tinderbox.
He immediately takes like 4 steps back.
Before I do that, I'm going to basically rage as I light it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So I intend to let out probably the biggest roar I can do while igniting it.
Like the special fear roar, or just like a roar while you light it on fire?
I mean, raging's part of it. Yeah, I guess I'll use up my daunting roar to see if that makes it louder.
I think that daunting roar is
That's
a
an
bonus action.
AoE fear effect, isn't it?
Yeah, so I imagine I can make it louder with that.
I'm gonna say you're AoE fearing the people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think there's much to add to that statement.
That's a distraction.
AJ, how many failed?
3 out of 6.
So you roar. Okay, and then I want you to make a intimidation check as well, Jakova.
Yep. Is daunting with advantage or with it? No, daunting doesn't affect it. I'm thinking of something. Anyway, yeah.
I think of draconic presence.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of that.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're sort of there, and you're just like, you got 3 people just scared, and then like the person in the station next to this just like, what the fuck are you doing?
You basically
I'm
see
about
like
to try
someone
and punch
knocks
a
over
wall
the
while
display.
it's ignited.
So wait, what are you doing?
I was about to try and punch the wall while it's ignited, see what happens. The guy before did mention these walls are designed to withstand a bit, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
You can punch a wall.
Can I also add my radiant into it?
Oh yeah.
So I wish to infuse the magical into the ignited rag around the glove, basically.
Okay. Roll your punch damage.
This is the combat gauntlets, right?
Yeah. You puncture the wall. You deal 14 damage to the wall, and you infuse it with a bit of radiant energy. On top of it, you deal 2 fire damage, which you also take because you set your hand on fire.
Mm-hmm. I was hoping it would explode, honestly.
Which means his rage stays up.
It does stay up. So, okay.
You got any more of that?
You say this and you look at the guy. He's like backed to the door, And he just, like you say, he just turns, whistles, and just starts walking away. The three dudes who are scared of you are just like, fuck, someone, like, stop this idiot! Oh my god, what's he doing? Hey, Judas.
Yeah.
So
He
someone
would've
comes
heard.
running up to you
Yeah.
and says, there's a crazy man in the workshop. You're a cop. Help?
Your plan worked, I guess.
Technically, that is now in my jurisdiction.
Actually, yes, someone just asked you for help.
That fucking worked. And huh.
Are you a cop? You have to tell me if you're a cop.
Halt! You're under arrest!
Bring it on!
I'm just gonna make, I just want one, before we change to Annex, I just want to get a performance check with advantage from both Jakurva and Judas.
I don't
Are you
think they're
guys pulling
performing though.
punches?
I don't think they're
This was
performing.
performance,
I
actually.
get what you mean. This is to see how many people are drawn to their
Yeah,
attention.
I understand.
I am going to use my inspiration
Alright,
to
so
reroll.
you can reroll
is
one
it
of them.
an extra one? Yeah.
One extra die. You
Worth
needed it.
it.
Oh,
Oh,
Judas
no,
got
that was-
fucking 21.
Jivas, roll again, because, you know,
Well,
you
that's
can.
better.
Yeah, Judas, you have advantage. Go for it.
Get that 20. Nah.
It's
Well,
20,
you
Kim.
got a 20.
It's a soft 20.
You know what? Fair.
Look,
Should've
I
been
will say
smarter.
this. Judas would have remembered the plan I suggested, right?
Yeah.
Good.
It's also his plan.
So, Annex, on your turn, you see as Jakurva and Judas look at each other and start running towards where you're standing to start. What you hope is fake fighting. At which point, both his, what Jakurva's group is doing is distracting a couple people out of where Judas was supposed to do, is picking their heads around the corner. Your plan with little Val isn't really happening. The halfling has gone off chasing Christine into the other guy's room. Oh, you missed all of that, huh? Okay.
How
Wow,
much of
you
that did-
missed, Annex. You missed a situation.
Okay, so as of
I
the start
attempted to
of
blow
your
up a wall, basically.
As of the start of your turn, Jakurva and Judas have locked eyes and are starting to run towards each other to what you assume is going to be fake fighting, which is distracting everyone where Jakurva came from, and a couple people from where Judas was supposed to come from are peeking around the corner going, what the fuck is happening? Your plan with little Val is probably finished, as he's throwing little bits of debris of a statue that no one's caring about, because the guy who was is looking at Angel Christine and fucking trying to get
The other thing I said to him was people in people's workspace stuff they're working on and crap, just yoink bits and pieces from them through. They're their flasks full of crap just anywhere, or just misplace it so they go to reach for something and it's not there or whatever.
Yeah. Look, anything else you're doing, or?
So Jakurva and Judas are running at each other to beat each other up right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So to keep you up, the only people who are currently not completely distracted are the armorer group that Judas is working with.
Wow.
So if you can do something to get their attention, then you actually might succeed.
Also, the plan you would have overheard earlier, basically, Jakurva gave the plan to basically try and smash stuff and get Judas to arrest him to cause commotion.
They're also half distracted right now by the fight.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things currently in your favor here. You just gotta pick it up and figure out where you're going. It's okay, take your time. This is a fucking weird situation.
I feel like you should just pick up Jakurva and throw him into the armorer's area.
I am contemplating just walking into their site and just dropping my cloak and putting out my wings and being like, oh my god, I can fly.
As you start,
Do you do that?
I'm contemplating.
as you're thinking about it, you're just hearing, fucking idiots. Oh wait, no! Oh shit! Oh shit! And you hear, we have an imp!
Someone got outed.
So you basically watch this little Val flies into the armor area as well.
But not
That's the only
visible.
place left. he then just turns visible out of nowhere.
Yep,
And then
the invisibility
almost
ward.
immediately, like 3 of the dudes in there see him and immediately jump into action to try and grab him.
You know,
I'm bolting into there, and screw it. I'm dropping my cloak, grabbing my wings, flying up, and pulling him into me, and going, no, this is my friend. We're buds. He just has a. He was an ugly baby.
Roll deception.
Deception, and you know what? Because he can have it with advantage, because that's stupid as fuck.
Stupid enough to work.
He's an ugly baby. Oh my god. It wouldn't even matter, you rolled a fucking 16 with your first one.
Yeah.
What?
On a mathematical level, I'm upset.
I'm upset. I'm upset.
But I love it.
He doesn't look like a bird.
That's the point. He's an ugly baby. Don't hurt his feelings anymore. He's been through enough ridicule in his life.
You just hear.
And then while you're doing that, this dude walks up and just shoves that guy who's like, doesn't look like a bird, and you see it's a kangaroo. Who's like, the fuck's that mean?
It's like, dude, he looks like an imp, not like a bird.
So with this going on, you've
Racist.
got a woman with her head on fire. You've got a bunch of nerds frantically searching bookshelves. You've got Judas and Jakova currently brawling in front of the potion making area, with half the potion makers chanting "fight, fight, fight."
Oh, wouldn't some of them be afraid as well, though?
The other half are trying to climb out the rear window.
Did this work?
And
Can't
then
believe this worked.
Annex is floating in the center of the air with her wings extended, with people looking and going, "Holy shit! It's a Aarakocra," and then a Kenku and a human are fighting, and then we scroll over to Osiris, who is just standing in the middle of this area with your arms outspread, while 3 men just finished like attaching this like ring to your shell. And then
Mine is the
Muldoon
most
gets up.
calm, most methodical one, and everyone else's is just chaos.
I mean, mine's like chaos,
Yours is
but
chaos.
calm.
Yours
It's
is
calm
chaos
chaos.
incarnate because it was fucking wild magic.
Yeah, I'm not joking. I was 99. Imagine if that was a 1.
Muldoon comes walking over from his chair where he's been like doing his work, sees the thing set up, and he's like, push the button.
I push the button.
As you do, this like carapacian twisting of plates spirals out over the back of it, crisscrossing across your shell and even coming up like over your shoulders and around your hips and stuff, as you see like little coursing like lines of energy are moving across the thing. And he's just like, he looks it up and down and he's like, yep, I can fucking do it.
I look
And
at
then he
myself
just,
up
like-
and down. Yes, you absolutely can.
And then he just like reaches over to a table, picks something up, and like a magical device of some kind, hits something, and it all just collapses off of you. You hear the front doors slam incredibly loudly, and everything goes silent for a moment.
Why is
Except
the
for-
table not being stuffed?
You all look over, and standing in the doorway of the entrance of the gear house is a rather short man, another gnome, dressed in interesting finery. As he looks around, everyone immediately freezes what they're doing and looks to him.
Shit.
As you see High Artificer and Master of Trade Alvin Brasspin standing in the entranceway.
I don't know who
want
this
you.
is.
It's hard. You've had his description. This is the dude in charge of this entire building.
He wasn't here. He was supposed to be away.
He was supposed to be away.
came back, you heard fighting, teleported.
Everyone in the main room, roll me perception.
That's not me, is it?
That might include Judas.
It's Judas and Jacob, I guess.
And Annex.
Annex is flying half naked in
Yeah,
another
for
room.
sure.
That's fair.
Should have went with my passive, damn.
And Judas, as you're looking, you notice that Alvin's eyes sort of reach towards an area, and there standing is Braylov, giving a slow nod. And he also just gives a curt, little nod back.
Oh, I see.
Seems we have a lot of guests here that are causing too much of a ruckus. If you don't have any extending business, I may ask you to leave and come back another day. He starts walking straight past into his room, his workshop. I have business with the head artificers. When you're done with your claims, come in. Quicker!
And with that, it's like he walks past. Like when you're done with your clients, come in. They all start to go. Even the one charmed by you at the moment, Christine.
Shit.
And then as he walks in and sounds quicker, all 6 of them, including Chauffeur, immediately drop what they're doing and start heading towards the high artificer, like the 7th spoke. You all see Bralov off to one side. He gives you a quick like thumbs up and go motion. And as you all look around, you also spot somehow through all that commotion, the tsunami guy is literally climbing out a window.
Okay, so you said the armor shit that was on my back had dropped off.
Yeah, he did something and it all just basically broke apart into pieces, and he's like, good, fuck off.
Giuseppe has a look.
fair
As
enough.
if you want to get that actually made, it will take a couple days to add the file enchantment, and will cost a little bit of money, so maybe save up a bit.
Yeah, well, I'll be back in order to organize a pricing on it.
You better.
You're gone.
Before he walks. It's
You
like
ran
he
with your
says
tail
that.
between your legs.
He says, it's like literally he's walking. He just you hear him call that right before he walks to the doors, which is you hear a slow. As they close
just
behind
before
him.
it closes, you hear, maybe next time it'll be a bit more seamless.
Death stares you. As the door
He can't
closes.
even respond. He's just dead staring the door.
As you what's
We
everyone
get the
doing
fuck
now?
out. Nah,
This point
gone. Out.
Are you
See
going
us.
down the
I will go
canal?
back to the floor, pick my cloak up, keep my ugly baby under my wings, and go to leave.
So I'm assuming.
As
Okay,
you
that's
as you
good.
leave the room with this facade, is fucking idiots.
I assume this all happens within probably 30 seconds or something like that. I'm going to try and make my way out, feel myself floating, and kind of hover fly out in a way.
As you're reaching the doorway, this effect appears to come to an end as you just feel that lightness to your body and confidence start to bleed away back to your normal self.
Good.
And everyone who can see this now blue icy wings coming off her back, this halo over her head, this all the redness around her eyes fading away, and they're not these slitted was it pinkish, I think it was purple.
Purplish.
Yeah, they're not like that. They're actually a lavender, a brighter lavender that's kind of fading back in.
Cool.
As they were some other color, but they're now going away, and the wings literally crumble into particles, and the halo just kind of putters out. You don't notice a single bit of this, Christine.
I know, and that's the worst part about it.
So yeah, you're all
I'm
having
gonna give her
fun.
a high five and say,
Uh,
hey, that the angel stuff is pretty good.
For forced out, is the Tabaxi still nearby? In, say, reachable range?
He's
The
running.
This is the one who you lit your arm on fire at his workstation.
Yeah, he's the one I want to see right now.
He's like sitting there, like getting like a pipe ready with tobacco. Sees you, drops the pipe, and just bolts just towards
Okay, I'm
the
gonna
fire.
chase after him because I need to ask him something. I'm ignoring Judas at this point.
Oh no, I'm going to attempt to grapple him and then drag him out of the thing. As a proper man of the law, would subdue a criminal and escort them off the premises.
He is in his rights.
Alright, so we're gonna do a opposed athletics check quickly.
Athletics?
Well, you can do acrobatics if you want. It's a grapple check.
He can do athletics with his advantage. He is
Yeah.
raging.
He's
Oh,
raging.
You were fighting, so yeah, you
And he
were.
did take damage.
damn.
It's a 24 though.
You have an advantage.
No, he
I
does
have to
he
roll
does
acrobatics.
Oh, okay.
So you go to run, but as you go to like turn around after that guy, you feel the unclenching fist of Judas grab you by the arm.
I can still yell out to him.
That's right.
Yeah,
Cut
you
it,
can.
That's right.
Just, you keep working here. I'll be back.
One minor amendment is not grabbing by the arm. He's picking you up like a kitten gets picked up by the mother, the scruff of your neck.
What a sc-
Yeah.
Look, as the rage is fading, I'm gonna say it's no longer rage, it's excitement towards the tabaxi at this point.
No one look at his loincloth.
Not that kind of excitement.
I sort of like grumble whisper in his ear. Continue playing your part. We'll get you on to come back in.
As I said, I'm still trying to resist you. I'm actually genuinely trying to get over to the tabaxi. It's struggling against you.
So you all, what are you all doing? Are you leaving the area or are you just hanging out up front?
Well,
I am
first,
escorting him off the premises.
One at a time. One at a time. Judas is escorting Jacob off the premises, okay? Christine.
well, I remember Annex saying that she was coming up to be like, oh, what was that called? Like angel thing or whatever
Oh,
she
yeah,
said.
I was
it.
gonna congratulate you on the angel stuff.
It's that kind of half anxious, half blank stare. It's like, what?
You know,
What do
you had the whole wings and the halo, and you're all shiny and kind of hovering a little.
She then quickly like sort of turns
Break
like
track.
to find Selena just to see if she still has that mode on. Like, are you sure it was?
Selena's just normal,
But-
looking quite confused.
Yeah, she's also got her head tilted like, what do you mean angel thing? I thought I did the angel thing.
Yeah, she didn't see it at all.
Oh, that hurts.
She was attracted to the one whose head was on fire.
That's I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, you totally went away. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, you had like a whole halo and these big old wings and stuff. You were like extra pretty. It was pretty good. I mean, it worked in your favor. So congratulations, I guess.
I'm just gonna go, and just gonna keep moving.
As you're talking next to her, you notice like that redness around her eyes that's kind of like that permanent eyeshadow just like slowly starts to fade back in. Yeah, so you start to leave. Annex, are you doing anything else after that, or are you also gonna leave?
Nope. I've just got my imp under my wings. I've got my cloak back on, and I'm leaving.
And Osiris?
Okay. I would be. If everyone's just standing at the front like a bunch of sore thumbs. Be like, all right, let's go. Come on. The further we get away from this, the better. We can worry about all this other crap later. It seems we just did this, and I'm not losing it now.
I may have jumped someone.
Yeah, he's gonna know it. Look at it.
That's even better reason to go. Let's go. Come on. And I'm
It's taken me
like pushing
45
people.
minutes.
Like, I don't want to hear it. Let's go.
As you all like start to leave, you hear maybe about 50 minutes later, you just hear in your brain, Osiris, mission was successful. Garrett might ask you for later work if you're interested.
Fuck no.
Thanks.
Never working with that individual again. It should not have worked. It was a fluke.
It was one.
This
hell
is
of a
why you
fluke,
listen
though.
to my plan.
No, fuck that. It works though.
And for distracting everyone, completing a mission that you didn't have to do, and helping out in a non-combative way, I would like
shit.
to award you with level 5.
Yes! Let's go.
And which seems like a very good point to end session.
Yeah, I'ma say.
Yay!
I've been at this for like, 3.5 hours. I think it's pretty good.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
That was fun.
We were 2 hours into when you guys started like the second round of talking to people. Like,
Oh
fuck,
shit, we were, weren't we?
should take a break.
God,
I was
need to figure out
enjoying
how
that
to
so
extract
much.
from the lids.
Some stupidity sometimes alleviates things.
It does. It makes it a bit better.
It was a good session. A lot of interesting ideas that worked immediately.
I don't know why.
My gauntlet damage goes up finally.
Yeah.
It does.
Third level spells for everyone except for a few.
I
I
need
get
spells,
second
clearly.
But yeah, hope you all enjoyed it. Me and Darian did, for the most part. A lot of it was confusing that we had to think about on the spot, but we enjoyed thinking about it.
It was great.
Especially the naked bird bit. Didn't expect that.
And it worked.
It
I'm not
worked very
complaining about
well.
that roll.
Oh, I should probably, yeah.
Yeah, feel free to roll HP and everything.
Yeah.
You,
I'm not
did you roll
re-rolling what
12?
it rolls.
You
I'm
did
not
roll a
re-rolling
12.
that.
Holy shit!
Why does it give me adjusted health?
Holy shit!
I
Because
think
it's
when
just-
you roll,
yeah,
it gives you
it's,
like...
it's just letting you know. You can just get rid of it.
That was weird.
My thing will have to be off stream, won't it?
If you want to, yeah. I'm about to wrap up and I can change it.
Yeah, go do that first.
But yeah, thanks for coming. Hope you all enjoyed it. Before I plug myself or any of the stream people doing anything interesting over the next week or so?
Not really.
No.
Okay.
Just payday.
Well, if they're streaming, watch Kim and Snowfox AU. And is Sarah making a comeback or?
Hopefully, hoping to stream something next week.
Yeah.
Maybe DVD,
Go,
maybe.
go check out what they're doing. It's all good.
That hurts.
I'm a fucking idiot. I forgot I was a bard and I've got inspiration.
Yeah. Wait,
Dude.
wait,
Dude, I messaged AJ, like, after the first round, like, I'm really wondering why he isn't using Bardic Inspiration.
I forgot I was a bard.
How long ago have you used Bardic Inspiration now I think about it?
I typically use bardic inspiration for cutting words.
You do.
As for me, tomorrow I'm starting my next long play at 10 PM. We're going to be playing Dishonored. I thought Child of Light was going to win for the most part, and then like everyone's like, no, play a fucking spooky stealth game. And I'm like, okay, I like spooky stealth game. So we're playing Dishonored. Haven't played before. It's going to be fun. Tuesday, more primetime crime time with Kim. We're up to the start of chapter 3. We've got one more mission of chapter 2, and then we're up to the fun stuff. And me and Darren are like, this is fucking nuts.
A lot of loud, lot of vibes of loud music, so
Yeah.
let's have fun with it.
Wednesday is session 2 of Whispers of Atheneum presents Lost Minds of Fandelver. We're in for some fun stuff. We're gonna save Private David, I swear to God.
David will try his best to do stuff, and I will try my best to put him in danger.
And we have to save him. Thursday is more Digimon. I'm having fun. I got a first ultimate yesterday. I'm gonna have more fun with that. And then, speaking of things, entering Act 3, we've got session 23, 28, I believe, of Icewind Dale, Ram of the Frost Maiden. They're in a cave. They just fought a bunch of flame skulls for which, like, for Jeremy and Mim and myself, it was like the 5th time in the last month we fought flame skulls.
Hey, did you cast Cone of Cold while your other party member was unconscious next to them?
No, but I killed Sana, finally. It took 28 episodes. As a field, very good.
All I'm saying is that, you know, flaming skulls, they're immune to cold damage, just to let you know.
Yeah, it's okay. They've already done something stupid with the flaming skulls.
They might be immune to cold damage, but they're not immune to goat bites.
No, but they aren't immune to reform in a pocket dimension and then being unleashed whenever fucking Ziggy wants them to, I guess.
What?
You can ask him after stream.
I will.
But we'll be back.
Did you trap them in a fucking pocket plane?
I put him in a bag of holding.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We'll be back in 2 weeks' time for session 23 of Whispers of Atheneum. This is gonna be fun. We don't know what they're doing. We know stuff that they can do, but they finished the stuff and have a goal, perhaps? Question mark. We'll find out. But otherwise, don't do drugs, stay in school. I'm not your dad, but I love you just as much. And I will catch you all tomorrow. So thanks for coming, and good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye.